Welcome. Hello, good morning, and thank you so much for keeping faith with us. This is Channel One Television, and you are watching Breakfast Daily Live with me, Nana Tuffour Boateng. It's always a pleasure coming your way with the best breakfast on television. We know that we're in the month of June. The rains are here. We're praying for safety. We're praying for shelter. We're praying for cover. We're praying for the souls of those who have departed as a result of one disaster or the other. And we're praying for strength for their families. But above all, you and I need to be grateful to God. We need to give thanks to God Almighty for being gracious enough to grant us the grace to be counted among the living on such a day. And so we come before him on bended knees, our arms widespread, our hearts full of gratitude, and we say, thank you, Abba Father. We're eternally grateful to you, and we pray and ask that you continue to show us mercy, even when we don't deserve it. Amen and amen. Welcome to the show. It's packed today. It's quite interesting, but as always, it is interactive. Send us your thoughts, your comments, and contributions via our WhatsApp number on your screens. Alternatively, join us on YouTube or on Facebook, where we're streaming live. Drop a comment there, share a message with us. It could be a heartfelt message to a loved one. Please do, and we'll do our best to read it out right here on the show. Let's also remind you that we're celebrating businesses, we're shaping businesses, we're contributing to business growth throughout the month of June. So we're bringing you the City Business Festival in the month of June, right here on Channel One Television, as well as on 97.3 City FM. So join us and let's learn how to secure our businesses, how to sustain our businesses, how to escalate our businesses, how to grow our businesses. The City Business Festival is happening throughout the month of June, and we have on-air series as well as outdoor activities, so be on the lookout. Today on an on-air series, we're looking at the Made in Ghana reality check. Made in Ghana reality check. What standards should your products be meeting? What should be the packaging or the branding standards? What quality levels are you looking at? We have a wonderful conversation with the Sector Chair for Cosmetics at the Association of Ghana Industries, Moses Atobra, and this will be live on Radio 97.3 FM at 9 a.m. and on television Channel 1 TV at 11 a.m. You don't want to miss this, especially if you're looking to expand your business from a small-scale enterprise to a major player within the export industry as well as the Made in Ghana sector. So if you're a local producer, your local manufacturer, this is a conversation that you should be interested in. And so please join us on Radio 97.3 City FM at 9 a.m. and on television Channel 1 TV at 11 a.m. for Made in Ghana reality check as part of our on-air series, which also forms part of the City Business Festival. It's happening right here on Channel 1 TV and on 97.3 City FM. And it's in partnership with Absa Bank, and it's also proudly sponsored by Absa Bank, MTN, Zonda Tech Ghana Limited, Petra Trust. So join us every 9 a.m. on a weekday, Monday to Friday, and 11 a.m. on Channel 1 TV every weekday throughout the entire month of June for the City Business Festival. And we'll bring you our on-air series as well as our outdoor activities. So be on the lookout for it. I want to say thank you again to Absa Bank. Thank you to MTN. Thank you to Zonda. Thank you to Petra Trust. We're grateful to you for coming on board to help us with the City Business Festival. So today's edition is on Made in Ghana reality check with Moses Atobra. He's the Sector Chair for Cosmetics, Association of Ghana Industries, AGI. Please do make a date. Alrighty. Let's talk to you about The Blanksons. The Blanksons is a family drama series that airs here on Channel 1 Television every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. The Blanksons basically brings you the lifestyle, the conversations, the plots, the drama, the suspense, the twist, the interesting scenes from a typical Ghanaian family and how they navigate life as a family of four, and all the visitors that come to the house and all the extra curricular activities that they engage in. So join us every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. right here on Channel 1 Television for this wonderful television drama series titled The Blanksons. Now, if you missed the airing of a new episode on Friday, or on Thursday, I beg your pardon, on Thursday at 7:30 p.m., you can always catch a repeat on Friday at 11:30 a.m., on Saturday at 7 p.m., Sunday at 4:30 p.m., Tuesday at 3 p.m., Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. So we have all these repeat slots for you so that you don't miss out on The Blanksons. You're able to follow the series through, understand, appreciate, and of course enjoy this wonderful television series, specially curated for your viewing pleasure by Channel 1 TV. As you have come to know, it is a Channel 1 TV original, a Channel 1 TV production. Let's say thank you. Thank you to Nasco Electronics. Thank you to Lizzie Shito. Thank you to Out Multi-Purpose Insecticide Spray. Thank you to Everpack. Thank you to Lily Rice for coming on board to support the Blanksons drama series on Channel 1 Television. Want to appreciate Nasco Electronics. Want to appreciate Lizzie Shito. Thank you to Out Multi-Purpose Insecticide Spray. And of course, thank you to Everpack. Thank you to Lily Rice for being part of the Blanksons. So catch the Blanksons every Thursday, 7:30 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV, or you can join us on Fridays for the repeat. Every single day of the week there's a repeat, except on Mondays. So join us for the first showing of a new episode on Thursday, 7:30 p.m. and then repeat broadcast or repeat airing on Fridays, 11:30 a.m., Saturdays, 7 p.m., Sundays, 4:30 p.m., Tuesdays, 3 p.m., Wednesdays, 5:30 p.m. So please enjoy the Blanksons here on Channel 1 Television. Okay, there's another show for you to enjoy. You know, we've got you at heart, and we have 2 days to the World Cup. The Mundial is upon us. We are hearing that there's some extreme temperatures that want to disturb it. But lie, shoe or no shoe, we go dance. Rain or no rain, we'll play football. We'll enjoy the World Cup. You understand? So we have 2 days to go, and there's a show that brings you all the backroom conversations, all the dressing rooms stuff, all the data, all the facts, all the analysis. And this show is every Friday right here on Channel 1 Television at 3 p.m. and it's called World Cup Central. World Cup Central, airing every Friday at 3 p.m. live on Channel 1 Television. So stay with us if you want to catch all the exciting, the games that give you palpitations, the games that leave you excited, games that leave you disappointed, the analysis of these games, of course, the stories behind these teams, the players, and of course, the tactics that will be deployed by the various coaches. This is the only show that gives you in toto, you understand, detailed analysis of the statistics, the data, so that you don't just watch the game, you understand the game, you appreciate the game, and that you follow the journeys of these individual teams that will be participating at the 2026 FIFA World Cup being played in Canada, Mexico, and the United States of America. All right, so join Gabi Ofer. He's your host every Friday at 3 p.m. For World Cup Central, and he will bring you the right guest, of course, and they'll do some, proper analysis of the statistics regarding FIFA World Cups. How many World Cups have we had so far? Do you know? This is the only show that can give you that information. Who has played more games in a FIFA World Cup? Who has scored more goals in a FIFA World Cup? Who has had, or which team has had, if you like, the most dominating performance in the World Cup? Which goalkeeper holds the record for clean sheets in the World Cup? All that filler is on World Cup. All that fella is on World Cup Central. My producer is asking which team is going to give her heartbreak. I don't know about heartbreak, but if you think heartbreak is painful, wait till you are scraping angwamuase and somebody pours water in the pan, and you see how painful it is. If you think heartbreak is painful, you see that moment when you are scraping the angwamu from the pan. You're coming to enjoy. You scrape the thing, you've gathered it. You are going to find some pepper to come and put on it. And somebody pours water in the pan. That thing is more painful than heartbreak. So yeah, forget. Heartbreak, you survive. That thing, you can go mad. You understand? But please do make a date every Friday at 3 p.m. for World Cup Central, right here on Channel 1 Television with Gabby Ofair as your host. All right, that said, let's go to the Google Play Store. All of us, let's go there now. Google Play Store. Type in the search column Channel 1 News app. Once you do that, press send or press enter. The app will pop up. Download and install, and then you have access to the news on the go. The news will be spanning all sectors. You understand? All aspects of our life, including politics, current affairs, sports, showbiz, lifestyle, culture, food and travel, tourism. Just name it. We have it all on the Channel 1 News app. So go and download it now from the Google Play Store and have access to all these amazing, these wonderful, wonderful stories. Okay. That said, let's bring you what the papers are saying this morning. We're going to start off with the Ghanaian Times newspaper. The front page says, historic shift. Ghana processes Jubilee oil locally as Centio receives first consignment. Historic shift. Ghana processes Jubilee oil locally as Centio receives first consignment. 70-year-old Osu death trap demolished. 15 more to go. 70-year-old Osu death trap demolished. 15 more to go. President Mahama explores Belarus's agro-industrial hub. And then you have prank calls, fake flood videos, disrupting rescue efforts. You people too, you need to stop that thing. Charlie, this is not the time to be playing and to be toying around. We have a serious matter to deal with, and you think this is the time to be pranking people, making prank calls and doing fake AI videos. We are not serious as a country. Prank calls, fake flood videos, disrupting rescue efforts. That's according to the GARCC, the Greater Accra Regional Coordinating Council. All right, let me go to the back page real quick. Back page says government launches $3.5 billion Agri-Connect program to boost food production. Government launches $3.5 billion Agri-Connect program to boost food production. And then you have gaps persist in education funding despite gains. That's according to EduWatch. Gaps persist in education funding despite gains, according to EduWatch. So that's on the back page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Let me go to the Chronicle. The Chronicle has a beautiful picture of one of my favorite persons, Madame Emilia Arthur. She's the Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture. And she says, Primus bosses recover 4.6 million cedis through audit covering 2016 to 2024. Primex bosses recover 4.6 million cedis through audit covering 2016 to 2024. Anti-LGBTQ bill leaves room for advocacy. That's according to Reverend John Intim Fojo, Member of Parliament at Asin South and one of the proponents of the bill. The Chronicle expose on Techire SHS wholly true. Headmaster admits. The Chronicle expose on Techire SHS wholly true. Headmaster admits. Local government minister disgusted by poor sanitation in Second D, Takrady. Local government minister disgusted by poor sanitation in Second D, Takrady. There's an interesting feature on the back page regarding the World Cup. It says the strange art of World Cup send-off, from Panama plane baptism to a Turkish motorcade. Wow. The strange art of World Cup send-off, from Panama plane baptism to a Turkish motorcade. Interesting. So yeah, grab a copy of the Chronicle newspaper and you get the details. But let me bring you the scripture for today as captured on the front page of the Chronicle. Proverbs 6:31. Yet if he is caught, he must pay sevenfold, though it cost him all the wealth of his house. Proverbs 6:31. Yet if he is caught, he must pay sevenfold, though it cost him all the wealth of his house. This is the word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Let's go to the Daily Guide. The Daily Guide newspaper. Mahama bars ministers and CEOs from private awards. Mahama bars ministers and CEOs from private awards. Suspended Cath CEO begs striking doctors to resume work. That's the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital CEO who's been suspended by the health minister. Is begging the striking doctors, who are actually striking in solidarity with him, demanding his reinstatement. The suspended Cath CEO is begging them to resume work. Oh. Military officer caged over murder. Abronya DC surrenders passport, denied bail variation. That's Kwame Bafo, aka Abronya DC of the New Patriotic Party, surrenders passport, yet he's been denied bail variation. KGL pays NLA 173 million cedis, outpaces 29 other operators combined. Wow, that's huge. KGL Ghana solely paid the National Lotteries Authority 173 million cedis and outpaced 29 other operators combined. I think that's some good stuff, and KGL should be commended for paying up so much to the National Lotteries Authority. Okay, let's go to the New Republic. The Fall of a Fintech Empire, Part 1. ZPay collapses in Barbados, exposes a web of debt, lawsuits, and state probes. The Fall of a Fintech Empire, Part 1. ZPay collapses in Barbados, exposes a web of debt, lawsuits, and state probes. The church can wait. Prophet Wedi Nyameche breaks silence on U.S. exile and denies Iyoko probe. I need to spend time with my kids. They are the most important thing for me now. Okay. Haruna crackdown on GTech. Direct mafia ring to reverse Galamsey appointments in colleges of education. 4.6% CD slide. Analyst predicts tougher months for stability. NPA targets 50% LPG by 2030. And Ghana targets oil export as Centio Refinery commences local crude refinery. So that's the New Republic newspaper. Let's go to the Daybreak. Daybreak newspaper. Cabinet shakeup looms. Ministers and CEOs face performance review. Citizen files RTI over $7 million audit of 40 Ghana missions abroad. Ghana to fight Galamsey through cooperative mining. And again, the KGL story is here. KGL pays over 173 million cedis to government as 29 private lotto operators manage 44.9 million cedis. Wow. And it comes with a nice picture of Mr. Alex Apaudade, executive chairman of KGL Group. Okay. So that's the Daybreak newspaper. Let's go to the Insight. The Insight says Mahama drops cryptic message at last. Which ministers will fall? Mahama drops cryptic message at last. Which ministers will fall? Fourth Estate comes under attack as NLA documents reveal 29 companies paid 44.9 million to lotteries against KGL's 173 million cedis for 2025 financial year. Fourth Estate comes under attack as NLA documents reveal 29 companies paid 44.9 million to lotteries against KGL's 173 million cedis for 2025 financial year. Sacred Crown Awards launched to celebrate African heritage and spirituality as well as wellness. Fake notice on African deportations in Cambodia dismissed by authorities. 14-year battle over end of service benefits. Ebola and imperialism. So if you get the Insights newspaper, you get the details. Now the Economy Times is here. Economy Times says, Ghana raises 2026 growth outlook to 6% as economic recovery gains momentum. Ghana raises 2026 growth outlook to 6% as economic recovery gains momentum. BOG maintains firm grip on liquidity as Treasury bill auction exceeds target. Businesses reassess pricing strategies as inflation rises for second straight month. Businesses reassess pricing strategies as inflation rises for second straight month. All right, so that'll be it for the Economy Times. Let me now take you online. Let's go to channel1newsonline.com. Channel1newsonline.com. Let's check out what stories we have for you this morning. ECG announces Dumso, and Dumso is in quote, across 6 regions for maintenance and fault repairs. ECG announces Dumso across 6 regions for maintenance and fault repairs. Public officials should be judged by voters, not award schemes. That's according to Professor Ajimendua. Asain Kwafukrum, 2 pupils killed in school bus crash, laid to rest. Oh, sad one. Condolences to the family, and may their souls rest in perfect peace. Greater Accra needs more waste facilities to handle rising volumes. That's according to the local government minister, Ahmed Ibrahim. When you go to Tamale, man jailed 15 years for defilement and 6 months for perjury. Man jailed 15 years for defilement and 6 months for perjury. Bessa White denies celebrating Best CEO Award on social media. So Professor Michael Bessa White is the SIGA boss, and he has denied celebrating Best CEO Award on social media. Linda Oklu is the Greater Accra Regional Minister, and she says, I never paid a penny for Best Regional Minister Award. Okay. Lives cannot be replaced. Minority appeals to striking Cath doctors. Police launch manhunt for killers of Momo vendor at Gomwa Onion Market. Ghana and Belarus deepen agricultural cooperation with new agreements. Report sanitation offenders for 200 cedis cash reward. That's the Accra Mayor. Cath strike. Health Ministry acted in bad faith. That's according to the Ghana Medical Association. Stop accepting unauthorized awards. Mahama directs ministers and CEOs. So that's some stories on channel1newsonline.com. Let's bring you others on citynewsroom.com. Mahama to assess ministers ahead of possible reshuffle. Mahama to assess ministers ahead of possible reshuffle. Ghanaian fans in Canada invited to apply for World Cup ticket support. Stray animals threaten Ghana's tree planting efforts. That's according to Professor Chris Gordon. You cannot cheat nature. Unchecked development driving recurring Accra floods. Proliferation of awards for public officials questionable. That's according to Professor Ajimendua. We never asked Bessa White to pay for an award. That's the CEO of Big Events Ghana speaking. Partner private hospitals to decongest Cath, a you free aid to government. Ghana Ministers of State Excellence Awards based on merit, not money, as according to the Secretariat. President Mahama is in Belarus, and the story says Ghana to deepen agricultural cooperation with Belarus. And I have worked hard. I deserve Best Regional Minister Award. That's Linda Obenewa Akwili Oklu, Greater Accra Regional Minister. So go to citynewsroom.com or visit channel1newsonline.com and you get details of these stories as well as several others. You can also download the Channel One News app from the Google Play Store and have access to these stories and more. This is Breakfast Daily right here on Channel One Television. I am Nana Tuffour Boateng. Stay with us. We'll return shortly with a news review segment.
Shaped you, but it doesn't have to define you. This week on Lifeline, discover how to heal from yesterday's hurts, appreciate today's opportunities, and move confidently towards tomorrow.
This is Lifeline, where psychology meets theology. If you will learn how to relate with time, you will live a fruitful life. If you will learn how to relate well with these components or dimensions of time, your life will be better. What are those components or dimensions of time? If you will learn how to relate with the past, yesterday is the past, today is the present, tomorrow is the future. That is the secret to maximum living. That is the secret to successful life. If you have not processed your past well, your life will be full of anxiety, fear, and many other emotional challenges. You can process the past well. So how do I do it, man of God? Number one, accept the past.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchymansa on Lifeline every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. prompt, only on Channel One TV.
June is for business here at City FM and Channel One TV. This June, the ideas get bolder and the future of Ghanaian business takes center stage. Welcome to the City Business Festival 2026. For the entire month of June, 97.3 City FM and Channel One TV bring together the thinkers, builders, innovators, and dreamers shaping the future of enterprise in Ghana. From powerful business fora that spark meaningful conversations to insightful on-air discussions with industry leaders and change makers, to stories of resilience, innovation, and ambition from Ghanaian entrepreneurs. This is more than a festival. It is a movement of ideas, strategy, and impact. Whether you're starting small, scaling big, or simply dreaming of your next breakthrough, the City Business Festival is your platform to learn, connect, and grow. Join the on-air series every weekday at 9 a.m. on the City Breakfast Show on 97.3 City FM and at 11 a.m. with a repeat at 6 p.m. on Channel One TV. This June, let's challenge businesses. Let's refine ideas. Let's create impact. Call 0205-973-973 for further details. City Business Festival 2026, driving ideas into impact. The City Business Festival 2026 is powered by 97.3 City FM and Channel One TV in partnership with Absa Bank, and it's proudly sponsored by Absa Bank, MTN, Zondatech Ghana Limited, and Petra Trust.
From history, every player brings a story. Every number means something. Welcome to World Cup Central, only on Channel One TV.
Hello and welcome to another episode of World Cup Central right here on Channel One TV.
Your home of football intelligence with African energy and global perspective. We're taking you beyond the highlights, from powerful eye-opening stats to sharp breakdowns of every qualified nation to insights that change how you see the beautiful game.
Their first appearance was in 1930 and their best finish at the World Cup was third place in 1930. That was a long time ago.
Every Friday at 3 p.m. We serve it fast, bold, and electric. No fluff, just pure football knowledge delivered with style.
You couldn't beat Norway, so if you are not at the World Cup, it's thoroughly deserved. So please stay at home.
World Cup Central, Fridays at 3 p.m. exclusively on Channel 1 TV.
I'm high and I'm getting.
This is where stories rise, where strength speaks, and legends are born. Out of hundreds of entries, they emerged as the 10 Channel 1 community legends of the 2026 cohort.
You're 14 years, you're among, people who are...
My name is Daisy Mina Entry, 32.
Someone is from Western Lot, Sefi Adofwa.
We have it that wherever you travel to, home is home.
10 Channel 1 community legends, 10 powerful journeys, one platform to inspire a nation, from hustle to impact, from struggle to success. Watch them tell it all.
In a place where almost nothing is available.
I have a foundation called Grace on Duty Foundation.
Whatever they are going through is part of the struggle. That should even give them the motivation to learn.
Because I'm a game changer wherever I go.
The Channel 1 community legends, next level stories, real people, real power, real glory. Stay tuned and be inspired only on Channel 1 TV.
Hello there. Thank you so much for choosing us. This is Channel 1 Television. You're watching Breakfast Daily, and it's time for the news review segment where we get our guests in studio. We select some topical issues. We put questions to them regarding these issues. They bring their own perspectives. They make submissions. But we're excited to invite you to join us with your own thoughts, your comments, and contributions to the issues that we will be discussing. Our WhatsApp number is on your screens. Send us a text. Alternatively, join us on YouTube or on Facebook, where we're streaming live, and drop a comment there. But please don't forget to follow, to subscribe, to like, to share, and to engage our post. We're very active and engaging on X and on Instagram as well. We do have exclusive video content for you on TikTok also. So please follow us there as well. This morning, we're going to go into several conversations, and to help me do this, I have Larry Dogbe. He's the managing editor of the Herald newspaper, seated to my right. Larry, good morning. It's good to have you.
Yeah. Glad to be here.
This shirt, when I make it, I'll get some.
It's my coat of many colors. Except that Mama didn't make it for me.
So therefore, we cannot call you Joseph.
No.
Next to him is the Honorable Abdul Fattah Al-Hassan, the Member of Parliament for Yendi. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning, Nana, and good morning to my co-panelists, and good morning to the good people of Ghana, and particularly the good and bad people of Yendi. And thanks for having me.
The most important.
The most important people. And as you would have it, very politically suited. We like it.
Thank you.
We are waiting for this.
Dr. Dixon Adomaku Kisi is the former Member of Parliament for Anya Soto. Honorable, good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you as well.
Thank you.
You omitted something.
What's this?
The American returnee.
Oh.
But he wasn't evacuated.
The American returnee.
He came on willingly on his own accord.
Thank you.
This is the buy.
Oh, fresh air.
Really?
Fresh air.
So you are here to share the air?
No fear. Oh, it depends on where you are.
You see, when you are going and they don't want to bring you anything, no
Munkra, okay.
So I didn't know he had even tried.
Mr. Ankra.
I think we're still on air now.
Yes, we are. Yes.
So maybe after.
The good people of who?
Well, I'll say good morning to everybody. More importantly, all the award-winning Ghanaians, and I'm very happy to be here.
Did you arrive in time to receive an award?
No.
Unfortunately.
No. But we'll get into that.
You miss your constituency?
Oh, I do miss them. I miss them. So we'll get into it. I don't want to jump the gun.
Honorable Hassan, did you receive an award?
Not yet.
Don't let Kisi say the same.
Maybe we should institute one for MPs. The house there's an existing one.
We will start from former MPs.
Former MPs.
They will come to carry MPs.
Let's begin from there. What do you make of these award schemes? Ministers, CEOs of SOEs, and the directive by the president. And the president's message, quite cryptic. And if you read it, suggests of a reshuffle.
It was hidden down there.
Yeah, it was hidden down there somewhere. That there will be some assessment.
Obviously.
And then a possible reshuffle based on the assessment of the ministers and CEOs.
Yes.
So, Honorable Hassan, we'll start from you.
Yes. Nana, we all know in governance, especially when an administration has just taken over like this, there will be the need to not let people sleep in their rules. I remember some ministers have said it. They have told some of us that the president has told them that because of the way the first year went, where we're trying to control the fiscal space, where we're trying to undertake a number of reforms by way of bringing back the economy, a lot of the ministries had to pay the brunt. They had to suffer some, if you like, haircut in terms of their budget releases. And so because of that, they may not necessarily be at the very early stage of this year, they will not be reshuffled because it will not be fair to judge them based on their performance for last year, especially given that not so much was given to them in terms of resources. Yes, a lot of them did not get what was due them. And so the president himself acknowledged it and then told them they will not be reshuffled based on their performance last year. But beginning from this year, where at least...
I wanted to say something, but it might change the course of the conversation.
So don't say it. Continue. It's good that you have seen the danger.
Because on the matter of releases and disbursements, there's fire somewhere.
Channel one.
There's fire somewhere. But let's continue.
That is not a subject for discussion. And so, for this year, there has been that hint that there will be a reshuffle. And I'm not surprised at all because it's part of governance. And I think we need that in our space to let people feel that somewhere, somehow, somebody's looking at what they are doing. If you look at it in the eye of these awards, and then after this award, coincidentally, I happen to have managed some of these things when I was with MTN.
Okay.
And I do not want to bring out some of the things that I saw in the system. But trust me, some of the awards, before you are even considered, you are made to buy a table. And when you are talking about buying a table, if you may not understand that language, it's in dollars. The tables are priced in dollars.
Really?
And you have to buy a table. Sometimes a table could cost you the least could be like $5,000.
You don't say?
Yes. And the price you pay for a table will tell where you are seated. And so tables that are close to some people or certain areas will be priced differently from tables that are a bit distant, that somebody has to look into the corner to spot you. You understand? Yeah. So where you would be seated, even at the award will tell. And your ability to buy the premium tables will tell the kind of awards you receive.
Wow.
Yes, it's all embedded in the pricing. I have managed it, I think, for not less than 5 years in MTN, because I was in charge of government affairs. And most of these awards would come to me, I would coordinate it. And it was, sometimes you want to even back off. You want to back off from some of these things. But you see, as for the private space, it's big because they use it a lot. You understand? And best this, best that, best that. And I remember there was a time that space was taken over even by Nigerians. Nigerians were those involved in the organizing of this award.
Here in Ghana.
In Ghana, at the time I was there. And they could do it in such a swift way, or in such a subtle way, that you would all want to be part of it. They had a way of doing it. And they were making huge monies from the participants of these awards. And so it is a good call by the president to the ministers and government appointees, especially the CEOs, to have this. Because in any case, government already would have to assess you. Government has a way you will be assessed because you were given a core mandate and you have your KPIs that you are working towards. And so you'll be assessed based on your KPI. What happens if today you are judged the best CEO, today you are judged the best minister, and the next day maybe you are even part of those who have been penciled down for reshuffle the next moment? Wouldn't Ghanaians want to even read minister? But this one, best CEO and now, or best minister and now he's going. And you see, for ministers, you are public servants. The one who assesses you would be those who are the beneficiaries of your service. Would be those who have appointed you. These two people would be the best assessors. To the extent that even the awards, the criteria for the selection of who wins what, you and I are in darkness. We all don't know what goes into the criteria. And it's just in the minds of the organizers. And at the end of the day, they sit down and then give out these awards. And these awards go into people's heads. And then you find some of them actually celebrating it everywhere. Today, when you go to most of our state institutions, these are things they have even created shells for.
Displayed it.
Yes, displaying them even at the entrance. You see them before you go in. And CEOs would spend public money to pay for some of these things. Monies that should be used in the provision of public service. They spend those monies to get these accolades so that they feel big, they feel they have achieved it.
So that's where my actual question comes from. The president, if you like, issued the code of conduct for his appointees. Should the president not be interested in establishing whether or not monies were paid for these awards and to take action on same?
That is if the code of conduct you're talking about has a provision in it that talks about.
It even had provision for gift taking and gifts.
But this is not one of those things. This is not an issue of gift. And
but this
the
is
president may not
public funds for personal awards.
No, but you see, if you want to extend the discussion, if you want to stretch it, they may not necessarily be wrong, but morally, you see, morally is not right, because someone would say that when you are in a public space, when you are serving in a particular capacity, it is your duty to project the image of whatever you are doing, of the institution you are serving in. You understand? But to the extent that that has to be influenced by money, that's where the danger is. If your works bring you out, if your sterling performances bring you out, those are justified. But if you have to use money to now pay for you, and now some of them, you go to them, they won't even tell you that they've spent a dime in some of these things. They won't tell you. Because they'll find a way of capturing it in their books so that it doesn't appear like they use this money for this. So how do you even go at them? Do you understand?
You trace the money. Trace the money.
If you work in the public space, you know that some of this is it's not that easy to trace.
It should be easy.
Look,
who was paid? I mean,
And
there
for
should be
what?
a receipt.
Who
for
received what?
Who received
When?
when?
So you don't see all those things, but still monies were paid.
Yes, but you can trace it. You get it?
It's not that easy.
Okay, you finish.
It's not that easy. So, Nana,
but
I
then
think
there's an audit. People do audit. We can find out. Fatal.
I am telling you that auditors see what is in the records.
Okay.
Yes.
So some of these things they are not.
I'm telling you that they are not even in the records for you to spot. You have to see it before you can make your judgment on it. You understand? So I think that call should be respected, and I think it will. You see, these people, they are entrepreneurs, they are organizers, they are business people, and they are being very smart. They are also very smart people, and they will do everything to make money. And so, trust me, this call by the president is not just a call to sanitize that space, but it's also a call to safeguard the the wasteful expenditures we incur in some of these things. Because if they are going to put all these people together, those who have actually been awarded, if they are going to put these people together and we are going to really tell how much has been put in this, it will shock you. So I respect this call, and I think everybody should respect it. And the president's action also came on the back of the public uproar that these whole things received, because you could clearly see even in social media, on the social media, that people are not happy about some of these things. Because you see somebody, a minister who people would see to have actually fallen short of their performances, their mandate. But now they are hailed as being this, as being that.
Do you have an example?
I do not have. I'm sorry, I do not have. But you see, has become more attentive.
You're very good lawyer.
Yeah.
He's in a trap.
He's serving it.
No, when I started making that submission, I knew Nana would ask that question.
Just the name.
No, I know. You have your turn. You have your turn. And so let's all help to center that space, and not allow people to take advantage of us. Especially for me, if you do it to the private institutions, I don't have a problem. Private sector, I don't have a problem. Like I said, I have worked in that space before, and I can't imagine that thing being transported into our public space, because I was seeing the monies that were going to these organizers, and sometimes they will even tell you, if you are buying this table, this is the list of drinks that will be on the table. If you want this to be added, this is what you do again. They find, like, they're very smart. So they find a way of making you always spend more. So my fear is, if this same idea is what is being taken to the public space, and so our resources are to be used in this regard, then we are doomed. Because after the private sector, they make their money, and they have the right to spend the money any way they like, provided it's in line with their own corporate. But after public sector, we in fact, our needs outweigh the resources we have, and so we cannot sit down and allow our resources to be used in some of these awards.
Very well. Honorable, yesterday was quite an interesting day, especially within this realm of awards and all that's transpired after. And I say so because the Greater Accra Regional Minister was awarded Regional Minister of the Year. She defended it and says she deserves it, citing her interventions in areas like sanitation. The local government minister was at a function calling for more funding to fight sanitation in Accra.
Well, I think there was a program that the president himself sat in recently with regards to sports. I think it was to raise some funds. Somebody gave $100,000, things of that nature. I think the letter is a bit too late, because the promotion for this event happened way before the event itself. And if I'm not mistaken, I had the likes of Kofi Amabwa, who I appreciate as a lands minister, and others. But to say the least, when I remember Victor Smith's issue within the MPP for similar things that the NDC made noise about, you see, that is where I usually have a problem, because many of these characters were making noise when the MPP had similar awards, and to be comrade about it, what makes NDC comrades? Okay. No, you allow me to talk. Is the fact that they don't pride themselves in, as it is, self-aggrandization. I see this largely as an exercise of self-aggrandization, especially because I heard the seats started from about 50,000 for a seat, where you go with, I think, two people.
For a table.
I
think it's a table for 8.
Where you go with a number of people. So really, I think as much I do about nothing. We're in a situation where we have serious flooding issues in this country. People are swimming in rainwater. People are in serious distress. And I'm even wondering how the regional minister was comfortable, and then the AMA boss, who I'm seeing, were comfortable when Ghanaians are struggling with the heavy downpours and the flooding situation in Accra. And you know, TikTok is flooded with all kinds of videos. I couldn't stop just watching yesterday how many Ghanaians from Kanishi, I mean, everywhere. Everywhere. We are almost at sea, really, right now. You know, from Lakeside, everywhere. We're literally at sea. And I'm wondering, what is even our response to flooding situation in Accra? And then I see people enjoying awards. It's troubling. So, though the directive is in order, I think it's a bit too late. Chief of Staff should have cracked the whip before, you know, the whole award even took off. And that one I would have been very impressed that, hey, these guys mean business. So without, you know, spending too much time on these things, I think that Ghanaians did not appreciate this fanfare. And we're in serious times, and business is slow. If people are saying business is not slow, then it's on to them. But the makolas, the roadside vendors will tell you that business is slow. And that should be our worry, more so than placards. And Galamsey is still ranging. So I'm wondering how Amabwa, I don't know what the award was for, whether for the lands aspect or the Galamsey aspect. It's still raging. And we're here. Mr. President still hasn't given us an environment minister. Global events are showing that the environment is really creating issues for us, and climate change is affecting developing countries more so than the Western world. And we are facing the true brunt. And I think that there's another clarion call, not for an award for environment minister, but we need the president to appoint one so that we can really signal to Ghanaians that, yes, the volume of rains have increased, which is very important. People have not actually paid attention to the fact that the rainfalls are heavier than years before, and that is contributing to our challenges. In addition is the indiscipline in this country. People are building in waterways, and I think that, you know, when you visit the likes of Italy, Venice, and places like that, if you see what they use their waterways for, we should really look into that and clearly come up with a solid plan to, one, decongest Accra by virtue of maybe another capital city, you know, in terms of governance and, you know, relocating government. And these are my concerns more so than, you know, the awards. And I think...
Is the ban enough? Or you think we should look into it to find out if really monies were paid?
Well, as for the monies, nobody should deny it. Because per the prospects of the organizers, I mean, this is public information. We all know, in fact, like I said, you know, the prices of the seats are known. It used to be that there are some corporations that no matter what get awards. I used to remember Ghana Gas, for instance. I mean, once you have oil and gas, you can buy any award you want. You understand? And likewise, you know, this trend.
How about the banking sector?
You know, the private side, you and I know that it's not our taxes that is being used for it. So I would not necessarily worry so much. And I really think that there's some key concerns. Awards are supposed to be earned, not bought. These awards were bought.
You think so?
Oh, these awards were bought.
The organizer denied
earned.
selling the awards.
He may deny, but I'm telling him that these awards were bought. and the criteria or categories that were used in the selection, I think some of the recipients do not deserve, and for that reason,
who do not deserve?
Do not deserve, and for that reason, I think that it makes the whole thing suspicious, and I subscribe to the school of thought that these awards were bought, and not necessarily by virtue of, people looking at responses from the general public, rankings and ratings. If he has some academic work to show how he developed the names or how he picked up those names, I'll be very happy to see. As it stands now, there are some people working in the background who, are not known, but are probably excelling, at the work they are doing. So how did he capture these, what surveys did he use to do? So as far as I'm concerned, Accra is under siege of water. That should have been their priority. We need to plan better. And these bought awards, and I think the Chief of Staff categorically even states it in the letter. If you look at it, they say that they don't even know how people arrive at the recipient list. It was all stated there. I think the first 2 or 3 paragraphs. And as to politics and political appointments, sometimes it's not even the KPIs, because some very well performing ministers might be let go for 1 or 2 reasons, or moved to another ministry hoping that they can perform the same thing they are doing one way or the other. In concluding on this topic, I also think that the synergy between our Agric Ministry and Finance Ministry is very important. and for that matter,
this is when you go into the exam, you don't find your question.
You set your own question, you answer it. Yeah, who Agamaliza?
And so therefore,
Al Hassan.
What this got to do with this?
Yeah, he's a nice guy. So I really think that in the interest
the
of
mango tree,
food prices and inflation, I think that space should be carefully looked at.
The finance minister won Minister of the Year.
Like I said, if you have the money, you can buy any award, and finance ministry has the money. And mind you, I was telling somebody that sometimes your own employees would even buy it for you. So it's not necessarily that Atuffour spent the money to buy the award, but his own ministry, PROs, out of excitement, can go and make the payment. So these are the nuances, but the true work is on the grounds. People are worried about, inflation. People are worried about utility and tariffs, and this whole idea of killing us at the port. People, in fact, the port people are screaming now. Hidden charges that are coming up under this administration is terrible. All with the background of AI. So people are seeing what the AI money is being used for on TV, and it's terrible. It's terrible. We shouldn't be patting our backs when people are under siege of water. The timing, I think, is bad.
I'm even worried that we have to wake up and come sit here in the morning to discuss.
That's why I'm not talking much about
awards. When it's raining now, in the next 30-40 minutes, we'll start receiving the videos. Flooding
in fact,
everywhere.
I must commend your channel. I was impressed looking at this woman in Tema. She was actually, I don't know what her name is, but she was standing.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, right in the thick of it. She deserves an award.
Your reporter.
Yeah, she deserves an award, not, these
and Tema, over the years, never got flooded.
That's what I'm saying.
It's only the Sakumono, even the Ramsar sites.
The volume of rain is
Ashama,
increased.
you wouldn't see flood.
And then there's more. I mean, it's crazy that some people actually go and put sand in a waterway to build on it. And these things are happening. These things are happening.
I think that was one of the other one of the topics we will be discussing.
Yeah, we should look at
all
that.
Right.
As well.
So I'll pause on that.
So let's quickly deal with this and then we'll move on. Larry, your thoughts? I think the whole approach was triggered by Professor Michael Kpesa-White and his own narration of how the letter came to him and what transpired out. He even said at the point that he asked the organizer if he could just come and stand in some corner when his name is mentioned. He picks his award and leave because he can't buy a table.
Yeah, if you know Kwesa White very well, he's not your average politician. He will say as it is, and then I mean, if you like, if you like, just clear him. He doesn't care. I mean, comrade. Yeah, you remember him at this institution, National Service. And then shortly after that, I think he went to the Flasterbout. He worked there for a while. Then he went back to the classroom to teach. He's contested the same seats that the lady, the best regional minister, Shai Osudoku. She's
beaten him like 4 times. Yes, so the whole thing to his commentary has been politicized.
Okay. People have
unfortunately.
Oh no, I mean
it's been politicized that because she beat him.
No, but Kwesa wouldn't know whether the organizers were going to give it to her. You get
she's not the only recipient.
She wasn't the only recipient.
I've mentioned that.
No, they are not in the same category. This is a regional minister versus a CEO in charge of a certain institution.
And if you notice, someone like Edem Agbana has also raised concerns with these awards, even on 2 occasions prior to this particular one.
So this is, if you've been afraid, it is.
So Kwesa is not your conventional, sort of person. So I mean, for me, it's how artificial this whole society has become. We've become so artificial. It's I don't want to use a certain. It's not funny. Okay, one moment you have people lining up, and then they said, "Oh, Dixon, so and so has been given a PhD in so and so that." Then the next moment, Dixon comes to sit on this table, and he's added that to his medical qualification. Doctor, so. You leave, they'll correct you.
I'm not of that school of thought. I mean, let me just add that.
You're taking my time.
Yes, I mean, it's probably an African thing. I've met many American doctors who do not even carry it. And in many hospitals, you even go by their first names. But in Ghana, you better call them. So it's just a Ghanaian African thing.
So the other day I was sitting by somebody who was called, and then he called a certain institution, and he needed to introduce himself. And I said, my name is Dr. So. I mean, you could just have said your name is Larry Dogbe without adding all those, things.
Appellations.
Yes, but so that is one of it. And you have politicians also, organizing some of these things and then collecting these awards.
And then they add it.
They add it to their qualification. As part of their achievement. The worst is where you see them, buying front pages of newspapers, and then they are holding the award, like that. Best performing CEO, best performing minister. And in this case, it happened. I'm sure yesterday you saw most of the newspapers. Best so-so-and-so, best outstanding this. I mean, hey, my guy. He said, we had come from you remember one of the things against President Akufo-Addo was how his ministers, the cash for seat scandal. That was interesting.
I mentioned that.
The cash for seat scandal.
I mentioned it. Victor.
I mean, it was investigated. So you don't expect, government officials of the NDC. NDC made, a capital out of that.
Anyways, the man is now ambassador to America, I think.
NDC made a capital out of that. So you don't want to be associated with some of these things, particularly when you smell it, you run away.
You run away from it.
But here we are. Okay. But I'm saying that we have become too artificial to a point where, your judgment or your assessment is not based on your performance, but...
Wrong metrics.
Yeah. See, last week we were arguing about polls of who becomes the next flag bearer of NDC. Polls that you can't speak to or you can't defend.
paid for.
And it started just 2 or a month after the president was sworn in. So what metrics? We are using, is it facial recognition?
Biometric.
Is it facial recognition? Where, you know, I like, oh, Dixon because it's tall, you know, so yeah, Dixon can be president.
Fantastic guy.
Yeah, fantastic guy.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Dixon has been given an appointment and he's still struggling to know who, you know, how to execute that appointment. 2 months. And when you put whoever is developing this thing into credibility test, I mean, it's obvious that the person is fumbling.
Yeah, no rigor.
Sometimes the numbers that are presented to you, 70,000 here, 12,000 somewhere, so and so this and so on, you know, that we are talking to whoever delegates who are being called on phone, who are being, you know, spoken to within the corners. And sometimes some of the delegates in that area, you can't even, you know, locate them. But yeah, I'm saying that we have become too artificial. So performance is nothing. The same best regional minister told us that she was going to fix electricity, the street light, within a certain 100 days of taking office.
It's 100 NDC days.
We are here.
Same minister who wasn't asked the question at Everton.
Exactly. I mean, what happened? You had, you know, past regional ministers coming in there, you know, even her colleagues, MPs were, you know, running, either they were running away from the question or they just said, oh, you know something, allow her to go. Allow her to go to. Is that a test of her credibility? So, you see, that thing that went wrong during the vetting is what we are living by.
Did you see the people behind her during the vetting?
Are you asking me?
2 former Greater Accra regional ministers from MPP.
Yes, what went into that? How do you test that person's credibility, her performance, her competence, her delivery? And so we'll be here. And she's, you know, patting herself and saying that, hey, you know something, I'm the best, I deserve it. You deserve what is happening in Accra.
She has made interventions in flood mitigation, in sanitation. She has worked, so she deserves to be honored.
Well, I mean, aside the catch for seats, I'm aware of certain media houses who also write to you and say that, oh, this person is so, he's performing so well.
Based on what?
And so you have to be given an award. But in there, they tell you that, oh, for the organization purposes, you need to pay something small, so and so. I've saw that about, let's say, 15 years ago in Bagbin's office. So Bagbin was written to by a Nigerian magazine. And then I was there when the letter came. So he opened it. And after reading it, he just threw the thing. I said, Larry, can you imagine? You want to give me an award?
Yeah.
Somewhere in Nigeria. And I have to pay you in dollars. And then buy my own plane ticket. And then pay my own hotel fee to come. The man just threw the thing out of the, you know, on the table somewhere. I saw it, I mean. Okay. So, and that is just Bagbin. But years on, we had party officials, government officials lining up to collect that thing, PhD. Then the next when they started using it. Okay. Oh my God. We
even after Dr. Ewan, you'd think people.
Even Dr. Ewan, thank you.
Yeah.
This guy played a song with it.
Sarkodie.
He said he thought he was a very smart guy. And so Dr. Ewan, how do you call that bowl?
I don't know whether that was a flask or it was.
So it proves how artificial we've become as a people.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
And everybody thought that Dr. Ewan was credible.
I didn't.
No, a lot of people thought that. And then he was using the, you know, UN this, he labeled his this thing, Kofi Annan something. And people were receiving it. Including politicians in this country.
Well, sometimes, you know, you're carried by the spirit.
You know, it's not spirit. That's an evil spirit.
No, but which of the spirits?
Which of the spirits? Dr. Ewan.
Hey, Ghana.
We have become becomes so artificial.
It's terrible.
And it's not funny.
Yeah.
But there's something developing. And I don't want to sound, politically correct or media correct. Where this thing where even GJA is also organizing awards over
honest.
What's the difference?
We are honoring people.
For what?
For their work done.
And you have, sponsors all over the place there. Sponsors with issues, on some of them. Now, should you go out there to be reporting on these institutions? What happens?
Yeah.
How would you?
Giving them credibility.
Yes. How would you look? Before your colleagues. How would you look?
They've been bought.
Do you understand? So you have gold board in there. You have.
You don't mention.
Why? Why I could mention? It's there. You have gold board in there. You have. Sorry.
Really record your meeting.
Sorry.
Never take notes.
You have gold board. You have which other one? A moment. You have gold board in there. You have you have KGL. You have and which there's another one, National Pension.
NPRA.
NPRA. Then you have SNAIT, you have the police service, you have police service.
Police service sponsoring.
And then you have JL Properties, you have GBC, and so on. It's here. I mean, you get it as sponsors. Is that not it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. I mean, I'm not saying that if they are due, they are due. But I mean, what criteria? What criteria? What criteria are some of these awards being given? What criteria? And we are becoming, as I'm saying, we are becoming too artificial. Our assessment is not based on something that you can feel.
Rigorous.
The environment is, I mean, it's what it is.
The man in his letter stated that rigorous vetting, but when yesterday the question was put to him on what KPIs used.
Yeah.
I don't think I got the answer.
Okay. So then, you see, he also talks about, he issued a statement, talked about in the past there has been, recipients of, this award. Apparently, this is supposed to be the sixth one.
Yeah, that's what he says.
Okay.
That he's been doing it for over 6 years.
Over 6 years. Okay, so past ministers have received it, but there's not been any controversy over. Okay, so we have Professor Mike Eronkwe.
He mentioned Mike Eronkwe.
Joshua Labi, Kwame Nabatels of old, Ecclesfield Gabra, Alan Trematin, Dr. Kwame Adokufo, Hakman Owusu Ajiman, and then Osei Che Mensa Bonsu. Dixon. Okay, so
that's why I said that.
Yeah, so I mean, past politicians have received this thing.
But past performance are also not guaranteed in terms of, the prestige may have been dropped or diluted. It happens. After all, some institutions we knew then have changed now. I'm just saying. So if you look at the volume and number of people that may have gotten the award now, you'd ask yourself, hey, how did these people also make it?
Yeah, but for me, I think that
men you have just spoken about.
I like the bit about the president saying that, listen, I mean, going forward, this thing should be, cut off.
And it's not just participation.
No.
He blocks sponsorship as well.
Exactly. But you see, he shouldn't end there. We should investigate how much money went into it.
That's the question I was asking.
How much money went into it?
I've told you some already.
And then, so that whatever needs to be done should be done. Okay? And the other bit that I would like to mention is in terms of the president's letter that, they are going to assess.
Assessments,
I don't think that is going to happen. I mean, he shouldn't have announced it.
He should give us the 2 minutes.
No, it shouldn't have been announced.
Defense
you get it, that I'm going to do this. Fatal, you know what that means. First of all, you assess the people to know that they are capable of the job. Okay? So you would have started monitoring them from afar as to whether or not they are delivering on the KPIs that you gave them.
Like communication minister.
Well, if it's not meeting your expectation, yank him off. Whoever, if it's not meant, performing, Charlie, get him off. Don't say that. You know something. we are monitoring you. Oh. Do you know what that means?
Yeah. No, but this, this one I beg to differ. This is something he. But if you even speak to some ministers, he tells them even at the highest level possible. You understand?
Do you know how many times we've heard about this thing?
Reshuffle.
That is not coming. Let me tell you what people do. Fatao, take it from me. And it's, it's a secret I'm sharing with you. Some of these guys, anytime they hear that the president is intending to do a reshuffle, they look for media houses and plant this thing into the newspapers or in the media. So quickly, then the president doesn't want to be predicted. So then he, he holds back.
No, but
you get it. That is what they do all the time.
If you know your job, and if you have that fortitude, that media publication should not divert your attention. Because see, as a president, no matter what you say, no matter the step you want to take, you will receive one reportage or the other on it. And so it is something that can make or unmake your regime. And so if you say, I want to do this, but sometimes you just shut your mind to whatever is being said, because this is what you believe will deliver you the results. And you know that the public perception is shaped by this public opinion and the media and all those things. So once you make up your mind and you are convinced, your conviction is strong, you go by your conviction and not necessarily be swayed.
His two appointments have delayed too much. It's too much.
You get it?
Too much.
So, you don't throw this thing in. If you are talking about what, you're talking about what. If you want to do reshuffle,
go ahead and do it.
Go ahead. It should be swift.
Go ahead.
You get it. You can't even hide behind this thing and do it. You can't even hide behind this thing and do it. But just say, something, I'll be doing reshuffle, or I'll be doing reshuffle. When you do that, my friend, you get people, for 2 weeks or 2 days, you see them running around pretending they are doing something. And everybody will be clapping for them. But then at the end of the day, nothing gets achieved.
Right. Let me take a few messages and then we can move on to other issues. Good morning, Nana. This is Abdul Ganiu Mankarigu from Savannah region. Mr. President, where is the code of conduct you set for your appointees? What happened to your directive that appointees should not hold lavish birthday celebrations? How
about lavish funerals? And then tell him that awards were not part of the code of conduct. Maybe now we can introduce it now. Like the MPB page what? 100 and what?
He says, once again, President Mahama says, I have ordered and I have directed, but it often seems to end there. Even some of his own appointees appear unwilling to follow his directives. And regarding the awards issue as alleged by Pesa White, what happens to the money that was reportedly already paid for those awards? Okay, this one says, Nana, I never trust such awards in a part of the world in as much as they hold different portfolios with different levels of resources. Remember the seat for cash saga. Why are we luring ourselves into saying? This is Koku from Peki. Why should we as a nation consider giving awards to public servants and appointees when we still face serious challenges across almost every sector of our public service? Yes, recognition is important to motivate and encourage good work, but it should not take the form of pageantry, especially when many of these officials have not even met their KPIs. The most troubling part is that the president himself appears to disagree with awarding his own appointees, which makes the entire exercise even more questionable. Aminu from Ensawam sent that. Doc, I'm coming to you on this because you are in the field.
I wanted to say something.
Still on the awards?
No, not on that one, on the reshuffle thing.
Right.
You see, I think that the Constitution has tied the hands of our presidents over the year. This thing where you are supposed to do the regional balance, the ethnic balance, which other one, the political balance, go to parliament and pick, your minister.
But that's not just in respect of ministers, it's in general appointments.
General appointment. I agree, but I'm saying, I'm speaking about the ministerial thing, okay? Such that if Fatao is, best performing, but because Haruna is a Dagomba and he's in there, Muntaka is a Dagomba and he's in there, Fatao also being another Dagomba could just give the president some difficulty in having Fatau appointed, although he's more than qualified, and we had seen his work as a lawyer and as an MP or somebody who had worked in the private sector. We should be able to, free the president's hand so that he could be able to, select the best materials possible in achieving
irrespective of which category
exactly,
belong to, which demographics.
I think something has to be done.
It's the way we do our politics too.
It's
the way we do our politics too.
It may not be written black and white that go about it this way, but it can be politically suicidal if you don't bring in, and it's just to maintain some level of balance. In our system, so that no group of people, no tribe.
But if that balance is choking us to death, what do we do? If the balance is choking us to death, must we always? Society has evolved considerably, such that we need to be cutting down.
Right. In fact, today as we speak, we have a lot of fine brains sitting at home.
Thank you.
Simply because they can't make it as a result of this criteria.
That barrier that we have. It's a human.
Now from this side, you can't go there.
You can't go.
They are so quality materials.
Sure. In the case of, the Dagomba thing, the Dagomba issue that we are talking about, you have, Muntaka coming in. But Muntaka being a Dagomba, that is not the criteria. He's coming in because, he's an Ashanti, MP from the Ashanti region, Aswansi, and he has to be in there. You get it? So, how artificial have we become? As far as, as people, we need to just free ourselves from some of these yokes that we have.
I used to hear this keyword, Gamashipong.
Gamanoni. Then you have MPs who are not guns.
I won't comment further.
The president can go ahead and do this, and next thing you hear is
and you know the thing about the Everest thing. You know there are Everest from Benin, Everest from Nigeria, Everest from Ghana, and then Togo. So they tell you that the person comes and he's bearing an Ever name. But by the time you trace his history, he's actually from Nigeria or Togo. But then he's been used as Ever from Volta region, Ghana. You get it. So we have become too artificial, and it's not allowing performance to to speak for us.
Doc, Confanoche.
Yes.
Suspension of CEO, the ensuing strike by doctors in solidarity with their suspended CEO.
Correct.
The Ashanti Regional Minister kind of had made some headway on Sunday. But then a letter or a statement came from the ministry, and the doctors were like, no.
No bagawaya.
How do we deal with it?
So first of all, against the backdrop of low bed syndrome, we know the realities in this country, and the challenges are real. It's not so distant. I think I've cried about it on your show. So it's not something that I like to gloss over. I had wished not to even talk this week, but this is a matter I'm passionate about. One, I think we have a minister who's now a serial suspender of people in high offices. And I say this with the greatest of respect. Temale, we saw what he did there. So this was the first time, okay? And this was a very well-experienced clinician with serious surgical skills, okay? Very well respected within the organization. And people don't take decisions lightly when you're in managerial position. And when you have that experience, when some managers take decisions, you need to interrogate further to understand the background behind the decision, and to also appreciate what went into making that decision. The oath we swear is that first do no harm. And it also extends to the fact that if there are 100 patients and I can only attend to 10, I better do the 10 and do it well than to go on the 11th or the 12th or the 13th, okay? When they come at me, they'll query me for the ones I have touched, not the ones I haven't touched, okay? So based on that same principle and the fact that the emergency rooms were overwhelmed and no more safe for both the clinicians and the patients, they took a decision that let's halt our services. You know, even in the aviation industry, if the passengers are too much and the whole plane will fall down, they'll limit the number of passengers or cargo. These are institutionalized things to help with efficiency. So in all of this, my biggest concern is just the fact that, you know, the minister has every right per the authority the president has given him to act in his stead, to see to the health of the nation. Okay, he has that right. But the prerogative is being misused, in my opinion, in the sense that he's too fast to make these judgments. You know, when there's an issue, first thing that comes to mind is suspend people. And I think that it becomes more of, instead of attending to the system, you are attending to individuals. And management should not be like that. When you're doing management, you query how you arrived at the issue. Is it a system issue or an individual issue? In this case, it was a system issue. So why go after the individual? And you know, these things can also damage people's career, which are hard-earned, built over the years, and to just do a quick decision making. And let me say one key thing that is flawed in some of the things I'm hearing from the Ministry of Health, and I want to be very blunt about it. I've never had a police incident and then we suspend IGP to investigate. It rarely happens. Or an issue happens with the army and then the generals are suspended to investigate. That is not the practice. That is not the norm. You know, what stops you from carrying out discovery whilst the CEO is there? Was the CEO necessarily, acting or working at the emergency? Probably not. A managerial decision was made. So the fact-finding is important. And there are regulatory bodies that handle these things. Right. You know, HIFRA amongst the few. And what I would have thought is that the minister should allow the regulatory bodies to go at it and then report to him that, in view of what occurred, that decision makes managerial sense or not. And then they would come out with recommendations. And let me also add that, in all fairness, some of his decisions are a bit too hasty for me. You know, even in school, the bad boys were given 2 weeks, as in for a disciplinary action to be taken. You don't do the thing and then right away, no, Charlie. You know, that's so. I wish to see that he acts slowly, slow, and look more at a systems approach than going at individuals. You know, when in fact the issue is a Ghanaian problem, now a national security problem, and people are losing lives over a bad decision.
Right. Doc, I mean, I need to take a break here. So
I agree.
We'll come back and then we'll look more into this particular
These
matter.
These are for sponsors unlike Ghana, Gas and...
Sponsors who are getting value for what they have invested.
Unlike some of the sponsors he listed.
Very well, this is Breakfast Daily on Channel One Television. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, with every every corner of your world. Piva drink at a burst of refreshment.
And orange, give me Piva cocktail and tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva drink, a taste you will love.
P for Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
Numerous cases of people falling asleep have been reported across the African continent. No one can explain this phenomenon.
With 24/7 FIFA World Cup coverage, sleep can wait. Everything can wait.
Catch all 104 matches from as little as 98 Ghana cedis only on GoTV.
Hello, my name is Pamela from Customer Service. Please revalidate your account by texting your Ghana card number to 0500,000 247.
Hey, Abili, wabedim.
Madam, give me the numbers behind your ATM card. I'm calling from the head office.
An email was delivered across to our customers this morning.
Confirm if this is your bank account 100,100,100.
Thanks for sending your bank card details.
Send the OTP now to avoid cancellation.
EcoBank will never call, email, send an SMS asking for your PIN, OTP, bank card, or Ghana card details.
Don't get played. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, please, I'm calling from Customer Experience Center.
My line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. Kel Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a Kessie and in a kit one.
Kel Charcoal's natural ingredients and a bomb is so buying a man is swing and a sasu mama hotel so it will beg you.
Kel Charcoal Toothpaste.
Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
You're welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily here on Channel One TV. We're having the news review segment. Kindly send us your thoughts, your comments, and contributions. We'll read it here on the show. Doc, you have any final words on this?
So my final words is that, no life lost during strike can be returned. That is my take on strike, especially when it comes to healthcare. But as it is, I really think that truly our bed capacity in this country there's nothing to write home about. This ministry has to work on commissioning existing and already ready hospitals to reduce the burden on the tertiary institutions. And then I really think that for once, he should rescind his decision so that the doctors can go back to work and should be looking at things from a systems approach more so than an individualized approach. Because I think that in this particular, case, it was a systems issue more so, and we're still rooting for Ghana to win.
To win what?
Football.
Honorable, the doctors believe that we're scapegoating individuals to hide our own inefficiencies. What are your thoughts?
Well, inefficiencies, I do not understand, but trust me, like Doc rightly said, as for the challenges in our health sector, is glaring. The more efforts are made to resolve the challenges, the more compounding the challenges become. The health area, the health expert will tell you about the Abuja Declaration, which has it that we should have, at least as African nations, we should have 15% at least of our national budget going into our health delivery. Ghana today, we are doing 6 to 7%. We are not even doing half of that.
Wow.
You understand? And so to that extent, we are seriously challenged.
Yeah.
And more so on these referral institutions. These days, they have become like the first point of call.
Unfortunately.
Yes, unfortunately, they don't even function as referral. So it's kind of put a lot more pressure on them. So ideally, the patients should have been taken to areas first before they are referred to them. But now everybody gets up, he's going to Kolebu, he's going to Komfanochi, and all those. So it's kind of put a lot of strain on them. Notwithstanding that, Nana, you see, administrative decisions, regardless of the substance, should always go with the procedure. I think here the CEO was handled the way he was handled because of the administrative decision he took without respecting procedures. Let's not mix things. No one is failing to admit that there are challenges with regards to the facility being able to take on the numbers. But who have you discussed those challenges, or in the peculiar situation you found yourself in at that material moment, who did you discuss with? You have your superiors, at least you have the if you like, the municipal director of health, and then you even have a board. Then you have a regional director of health. Then you have the chief director of Ministry of Health. Then you have the deputy minister. You have the minister. There are various structures that you could report some of this and say, this is the decision I have to take, and get their buy-in. More so when you have the president of the nation standing before the whole country at the State of the Nation address and directing health facilities not to turn away patients who turn or who come to them on emergency matters. That you should not do that. And so if at any point in time you want to take a counter decision, just so you are also absorbed, let the structures know that in your peculiar situation, you cannot go by the president's directive. Otherwise, if you take it so motu, if you just sit back and take your own decision, chances are you'll be seen to be working counter to the appointing authority, to be disrespecting the appointing authority. And you see, when this thing happened, he was invited.
He was invited before?
Yeah, he was invited to the Ministry of Health.
No, after the halt, the 24-hour halt.
Yes, no, before the decision was taken to suspend him.
Yes. Yeah.
He was invited to the Ministry of Health.
The order is mixed up a little bit.
No,
based on what I understand.
No.
He was invited.
It was after
he took the decision to halt the admissions for 24 hours.
Inviting him to come and give explanation.
Or face suspension.
Yes. So he came and provided explanations, and his explanations were not satisfactory. It was based on the answers he gave that the suspension letter came. But you see, that discussion should have been had even before you took that decision. Yeah. So it was just meant to correct.
Is the NDC saying that he's not?
We are not talking about NDC here.
Let's face
we are not talking about NDC here. If you say it's the government,
is the minister saying that he's not competent to take that decision? I don't know, because I have seen letters of this decision being made by a body, not him, the CEO.
Not in the face of a clear directive by the president. You see, we're not talking about normal. You see, we are coming from a history, recent history. Yes, where we have had these challenges. Yeah. And the president has come out to say that we will work on it. Steps are being taken to address it, but don't turn away patients who come to you on some of these things. If in your peculiar state you have no option than to turn people away, why don't you let the authorities know, those above your board, your district, if you like, or municipal, your regional, your chief director, the minister, and let them be in the know. For instance, if these people were really, really briefed, chances are some of the things you think could have been done in an emergency situation to resolve the issue, maybe the erection of tents and provision of some makeshift things to in the interim address the problem, could have been looked at. But if because you do not on your own take You can't put in the measures on your own. You need these authorities to help you put the measures in. So, but who told you that if you had consulted them, they couldn't have fashioned out a way to handle the problem? So, to me, it is just to correct an administrative gap, so that other heads of institutions will not just get up and look at their peculiar situations and take decisions that run counter to their appointing authorities. But never in any way was this meant to say that there were no issues or challenges at our health sector delivery. There were or people they were trying to gag the doctors from expressing their opinion. Also, you see, and in any case, he was only suspended as CEO, not as a medical practitioner at the hospital.
No, but how do you have a sane mind or sound mind to work?
But you saying he should still go to work?
Yes, that is the import of the letter.
I mean, listen.
That is the import. If you read the letter, well,
it makes it even
more
terrible. It makes it even more
who was he before? We were a staff. Today, if you are head of news here,
no, I get it. What I'm saying is that as an individual who is performing a professional duty, in my head I have been suspended, and here I am splitting a human being open.
I mean,
so see, that is the ego thing.
No.
It is the ego thing.
It's more of a psychological, the trauma.
It is the ego thing. You are not even sacked. You are only suspended based on a decision you took, which decision runs counter to a presidential directive.
Even at the house, his family members are struggling. Once your father is suspended, I mean, it affects the psyche.
No, so that should tell anybody anywhere that these things should not be done. You should control some of. Yes, you have powers, but not when you're appointing authority, the president himself, And see,
I beg to differ.
Our institutions are run based on laws, based on regulations, and based on policy directives. You have not flouted the law. You have not flouted any regulation. Or you may even have, because I even saw somewhere where they are talking about procedure. Maybe as a medical practitioner, he can educate us that there's a procedure to take when shutting down a medical facility.
Essential services.
Especially for essential services. And so, did he go by that procedure? There are also those questions that are being asked.
His inability to follow that literally reflects on the minister who appointed or the president that appointed him. But I don't want to go into that angle. My key point here is that, listen, this issue...
Meaning that if he was incompetent, the president himself was also incompetent, is that what you're saying?
It's literally as it is.
Are you saying he is incompetent?
No, my key point is that I do not wish to travel that path.
Travel? If that is what's going to bring the truth, let's travel there.
My key thing here is that, listen, first of all,
he's taking your time.
But I need to help all of us. Let's appreciate that the 24-hour economy, which is being transferred to the hospitals, really is not working. Let's admit that.
But the hospitals have always run 24 hours.
May I tell you some key things?
Yes.
The OPD, for instance, where we all know, usually closes at 5. No patient goes to hospital after 5 p.m. when it is an issue that can be seen in the morning. Please, I mean, these are things that we need to appreciate. If, for instance, you have headache or malaria, please, let's admit that there are some conditions that when you have, you know that, in the morning I have to go and see my doctor, or your eye is paining you, in not an accident, but your eye is paining you. So my key point is that there are some directives that have gone on, which are flawed. I didn't want to go into that, in the sense that it is so wrong for, quote unquote, a pregnant woman who knows that she needs to go to antenatal to feel that she can go at 6 p.m. I hope you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
So these things that we are trying to do are populist and not necessarily grounded in any proper, well thought out policy.
So if a pregnant woman at any point in time feels she must attend,
that's an emergency.
So we're talking about an emergency situation.
Exactly. That's an emergency. That he shut down.
Listen, let me tell you that unfortunately, by some of the directives that are going around, people are going to emergency and they are not emergencies. By some directives.
Yes, so allow them to come.
Okay.
Then you now can sift through.
But you know that the time it takes to triage is a burden that shouldn't be the case. And let me add here, because you've gone into this matter, some of the ministry's directives are flawed. Are flawed. And it is heaping load on the clinicians unnecessarily. And let's be very fair to ourselves. Patients,
directives like what?
And like I said, you know, this idea, as I'm saying here, that when and mind you, doctors are human beings.
True.
You work in the morning probably more better than when you've seen 100 patients.
That is why they run shifts.
Okay. Let me tell you that some of us, it is 24 hours from morning to the next morning.
Does that include your private, locum, the one you do?
I'm talking about when you go to Kolebu today. Some of the specialists will go in the morning and leave the next morning.
Some don't come to work at all. You know that.
You better not be a patient. I'm just being straightforward. We operate far better in the morning. There are some surgeries I better sleep a lot before I go and do. Trust me. We know ourselves. So my key point is that the ministry's decisions, some of the things are flawed. And it is burdening the
which is why
Which is why there is the need to have that engagement. You see, that's just my
So not a rash decision.
So,
not a rash decision.
Do you, what about the CEO's decision?
The CEO's decision.
Was that also rash? Give that order.
And please, there's enough evidence that they sat and did deliberations. And it is not
Who sat?
Confanoche. And it's not his sole decision
and they
making.
reported to the
minister. Why do you think he has the back? And mind you, what I heard was that they were doing triage, and that when you come, they send all their clinicians to a place for you to go and be seen. So I mean,
no, but why would you give that message out there in the public?
Does he have the authority to take that decision?
So much would that cost to the board?
This decision,
superiors,
though flawed. Okay.
Which of them? Which of the decisions?
The decision.
There are two decisions here: to stop and then to suspend.
Though flawed, that's what I'm saying. That it was as a result of a system failure to begin with, and that system failure is what should be addressed.
By addressing it, you don't become arbitrary. You should be reasonable in the application of that.
But his
he was arbitrary.
His suspension. How does it help this case right now?
No, really? At least then it prevents others.
Across.
It prevents others from doing that.
Any CEO anywhere of any such institution, you don't get that.
You can't do that.
Your decision. At least consult, engage.
Mind you that, and forgive me, a decision has been taken by Confanoche doctors, okay, and that adds weight to the fact that a lot of people have seen, to some extent, that his decision was not flawed, based on what was on the ground.
But you just mentioned that. Yeah, you just mentioned that it was flawed.
But could he have pushed the conversation up?
Listen, all the things he may or could have done, based on some of the directives I'm telling you, that have already gone before, which I think are flawed, has contributed to this.
Very well.
Okay?
Very well.
And sometimes, if you can't fight the bosses who have brought directives that are flawed, these are some of the symptoms. And we're dealing with the surface.
Right.
I want us to go at the system.
The system. That's where the real challenge is.
That is what the challenge is.
Right.
But the system is made up of human beings.
Who run it?
Who run it? And so if the human being's decision is flawed, it affects the system.
Yes, but then again, the policy makers also, who are supposed to ensure that the system operates efficiently, sometimes hide behind their own inefficiencies.
Policy is run or is operated by human beings.
Yeah, but
it's implemented by human beings.
If you put me in a place to do a job for you without the requisite resources, then you're creating a challenge.
In a civilized world, in the advanced world, you even resign.
Yes,
I can't do it.
Exactly. And then there's another
person who feels with the available resources and tools can do it. Let him take over.
Like my question to you is
that's a
when two
position.
elephants fight, it's the grass that suffers.
Yeah.
The patients
At this point, the patients are suffering.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Rescind the decision.
I think that you see that what if he decides that he doesn't want to do the job again? Does it mean that the institution can't run?
He's actually begging the doctors to.
Yeah. Exactly. Does it mean that the institution can't run? It can run. You get it. What if tomorrow he himself is indisposed? Does it mean that the institution can't run? It can run. However, let's go back to the administrative decision that was taken. And that who are the people in line? There are certain decisions you can take as head of a certain institution, which are not as critical as this particular one. This one was a very critical decision. And yesterday we did a story that talked about how Konfanoche is a very unique position.
Okay. It's getting referrals from the north.
No, from the north, exactly.
Yeah,
in there.
Western north.
Everywhere in there. So imagine, he's been referred, a patient has been referred from, Tamale, or somewhere, Wale, all those places that are closer to Kumasi and so on. And then they come and they say, haven't you seen the 24-hour ban or suspension? What would you do?
But then there are those who also argue that the announcement was to inform prior to your arrival, so that so you don't even come there at all.
We don't have a choice. We are in a unique situation. We are in a unique situation where, this is health we are talking about, though.
Yeah.
What the space between life and death is very, very, very tiny.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what other alternatives have you put in place? Do you get it? If there's pressure on you here, is there any other thing we can do so that if I'm rushed there, you can quickly take care of me? Okay, because you've already been transferred. Must I be sent back to where I was referred from? What will happen on the way
and
back?
The distance you even travel.
Thank you. Those are the issues. So in making this decision, talk to your board. Let your board communicate with the minister or the people in Accra. You get it? So that, a win-win situation can be,
arrived at.
Exactly. But this one part is thrown out there. And the panic alone is massive. Okay, but while talking about this, there's also been, in that same story, we mentioned about Syria.
And Afari.
Yeah, and Afari. If these facilities can be, properly operationalized, we should do it. We should do it.
Because clearly we need to decongest.
We need to congest. Exactly.
The accident center has 37 beds.
Okay. Well, in Konfanoche.
Yes.
Exactly.
For a hospital with a capacity
look
of
at the number of accidents on that road. The people who have lost their lives just this year alone.
Yeah.
Okay, and one car, or let's say one Yutong bus, or the other one, the Vox or something.
The Vox.
The Vox, exactly. the
killer Vox. The Vox that some people have made U-turn.
So on that road, knowing the nature of the road, the speed on that road, Konfanoche shouldn't be what it is. Again, Tamale Hospital shouldn't be what it is.
Yeah.
You get it. So the Syria and then, am I pronouncing it well? And then Afari. Okay, thank you.
You are sounding more of the Seshi sound.
Yeah, okay.
This one doesn't have an
H. So then the 37 one, then that's the Afari. All those
the military hospital.
Yes, we should put in a lot of effort, a lot of commitment. So that we wouldn't have to be subjected to Dixon's argument of institutional, system-driven, and then human intervention kind of thing. Us will always be here, and the doctors are always solidarizing with themselves.
Yeah.
We've heard Dixon this morning. People who are not coming to work. People who are running their own private hospitals.
I tell you.
In a week, they only show up once, or sometimes they don't show up at all. We are also making this this debate over the gentleman who was running EMISA. The EMISA report is there, where suddenly we saw GMA, and then the Nurses Association, saying, don't touch our anointed. If your anointed has been, negligent, what do we do? They ought to be punished. And you don't always hide behind system, human policy, so and so driven. It will always be there. But Dixon, tell your people that they need to take human life seriously.
Well, but it will always be there to me, not be fair, because it can be solved.
Is that?
It will always be there.
Yeah,
we should not run with that man.
Yes, and we are building facility upon facility, but the human attitude, it's always the same. again, can we also have classification of some of these facilities?
Exactly.
So that we say that, okay, if...
know what condition is sent to
exactly, no every condition goes to a particular...
That's the point I was making about the referral thing.
Now, let's classify that. Oh, if you have...
Open the 111s that are closed.
That is a political statement. We are talking about,
that's some that have been completed. Just commission it.
Thing. We are talking about the everyday thing also. The attitude not change. Listen, do you feel some of, I mean,
look
you
at
help,
the wager,
some of you health professionals, I mean, your attitude hasn't changed despite the facilities that have been put at your
Look at the wager.
I have seen that one, but I'm asking about your attitude.
Well, I'm not here to support healthcare professionals who have bad attitude. I won't. I will never. But my key point is that, listen, you cannot go working without gloves. You cannot go working without, alcohol, rubbing alcohol. You cannot go without beds or oxygen. And when I'm here ready to work and I don't have those facilities, how do you expect me to work? And then if people come and die on me, and I say that, listen, go to another facility nearby which has it, is that a crime? My key point is here, the ministry should commission facilities close by so that the burden on Onkofanoche will be reduced. For crying out loud, we're here, somebody brought equipment for Onkofanoche in terms of tiles and was locked up at the harbor. For bogus reasons. We had malaria nets at the harbor, locked up for bogus reasons. So, I think that in all fairness, listen, I believe systems approach is the best thing for managerial. We have a minister who seems to be serially suspending people. And that is a problem for me.
Well, just we'll have to leave it here. We couldn't touch
the demolition.
We couldn't touch on that one.
Sometimes you make this time look like we are chasing God.
You see, the time actually runs fast when we're having the conversations.
Yeah.
That's where the challenge is. But
I thought the demolition thing was... kind of key.
Forgive us. Yeah, indeed it is. So 1 out of 16, so 15 more to go. So hopefully we'll find time to have a conversation on it. But thank you so much, Larry. Thank you so much, Honorable Abdul Fattah. Thank you so much, Dr. Dixon Adumaku Kisi. This has been a news review segment on Breakfast Daily.
I think most people need to know about oral cancer and oral cancer screening.
So oral cancers are deadly. They come late, which means by the time we're catching them, they're in grade 4 and we lose them. Best way to solve this is to catch them early, so we need to screen them more often. What do you guys do as hygienists?
So usually on the first visit, when our patients come in, we do a visual exam. So we'll palpate your neck, we'll check your lips, your tongue. We'll use a special light called an oral ID to detect abnormal tissues. We're looking for things like red patches, white patches that don't heal.
By the time we realize it's too late. So once the oral ID picks it up, we may have to biopsy and make sure you are clear. And if it comes out good, fine, we're happy. If it doesn't, we start treatment very early.
It's important that people are coming in at least every 6 months to get those things checked, especially since there are no symptoms. You may not know something's going on in your mouth until you come in for your dental visit.
Healthy smile.
Numerous cases of people falling asleep have been reported across the African continent. No one can explain this phenomenon.
With 24/7 FIFA World Cup coverage, sleep can wait. Everything can wait.
Catch all 104 matches from as little as 58 Ghana cedis only on DSTV.
Every day, we make choices. Some big, some small.
What would you be doing today? I want this or...
Every day, we make choices. And sometimes, choices that shape our hearts.
Hi.
Whether it's a long-term or short-term decision. The Lydia Ranger gives you the power to truly decide. With Lydia, you truly decide.
It's time to upgrade your viewing experience with Franco Smart Television. Enjoy full HD and 4K Ultra display for clearer pictures, brighter colors, and smarter features. From our 32-inch screen, perfect for your bedroom, to 55, 65, and massive 100 inches for your living room or office. We've got the perfect size and quality. For retailing and bulk purchasing, call the numbers on the screen or visit our website at www.francotrading.com. You can download the Franco Trading app on Google Play Store or Apple App Store. Franco Television, we've got the perfect size for every room. Franco, home of quality television.
June is for business here at City FM and Channel One TV. This June, the ideas get bolder and the future of Ghanaian business takes center stage. Welcome to the City Business Festival 2026. For the entire month of June, 97.3 City FM and Channel One TV bring together the thinkers, builders, innovators, and dreamers shaping the future of enterprise in Ghana. From powerful business fora that spark meaningful conversations to insightful on-air discussions with industry leaders and change makers, to stories of resilience, innovation, and ambition from Ghanaian entrepreneurs. This is more than a festival. It is a movement of ideas, strategy, and impact. Whether you're starting small, scaling big, or simply dreaming of your next breakthrough, the City Business Festival is your platform to learn, connect, and grow. Join the on-air series every weekday at 9 a.m. on the City Breakfast Show on 97.3 City FM and at 11 a.m. with a repeat at 6 p.m. on Channel One TV. This June, let's challenge businesses. Let's refine ideas. Let's create impact. Call 0205-973-973 for further details. City Business Festival 2026, driving ideas into impact. The City Business Festival 2026 is powered by 97.3 City FM and Channel One TV in partnership with Absa Bank, and it's proudly sponsored by Absa Bank, MTN, Zondatech Ghana Limited, and Petra Trust.
From Accra to Blue the Noise, there's a deeper rhythm to the game. Every badge carries history. Every player brings a story. Every number means something. Welcome to World Cup Central, only on Channel One TV.
Hello and welcome to another episode of World Cup Central right here on Channel One TV.
Your home of football intelligence with African energy and global perspective. We're taking you beyond the highlights, from powerful eye-opening stats to sharp breakdowns of every qualified nation to insights that change how you see the beautiful game.
Their first appearance was in 1930 and their best finish at the World Cup was third place in 1930. That was a long time ago.
Every Friday at 3 p.m. we serve it fast, bold, and electric. No fluff, just pure football knowledge delivered with style.
You couldn't beat Norway, so if you are not at the World Cup, it's thoroughly deserved. So please stay at home.
World Cup Central, Fridays at 3 p.m. exclusively on Channel One TV. The past may have shaped you, but it doesn't have to define you. This week on Lifeline, discover how to heal from yesterday's hurts, appreciate today's opportunities, and move confidently towards tomorrow.
This is Lifeline, where psychology meets theology. If you will learn how to relate with time, you will live a fruitful life. If you will learn how to relate well with these components or dimensions of time, your life will be better. What are those components or dimensions of time? If you will learn how to relate with the past, yesterday is the past, today is the present, tomorrow is the future. That is the secret to maximum living. That is the secret to successful life. If you have not processed your past well, your life will be full of anxiety, fear, and many other emotional challenges. You can process the past well. So how do I do it, man of God? Number one, accept the past.
Join Bishop Fred Cranchamansa on Lifeline every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. prompt, only on Channel 1 TV.
Good morning, Ghana. Good morning, Africa. And good morning to the rest of the world. Thank you for welcoming us into your homes, your offices, your community. We are most grateful and we don't take that for granted. I am Dede Davis.
I'm Philip Nilate. We understand a number of people didn't go to work today. There's traffic on the Accra Motorway. I think people coming to Tema. You know, there was a crash there yesterday. And people are actually in their home. So if you are on your home, we are entreating you to call a friend and call a sibling that tune into Channel 1 TV. Let's have a great conversation here. It's interactive, so you can text us on the lines that you're seeing on the screen, 0204-447-033, and of course we bring you nothing but the best here on the show. We bring you a number of things. We enter our community, we bring you trends. I can't wait for trends. A number of things are happening in the country in recent times, with the awards, with teachers beating students and all that. But let's start with this one and remind you that the City Business Festival is still in here, and we are in the month. This is June, and we started from 1st and we are ending on the 30th of June 2026. If you tune into City 97.3 FM, you'd see that the radio version of today's episode, that is for the City Business Festival on Air series, Made in Ghana Reality Check, is actually being aired on radio now. But exactly at 11 a.m., the TV version will be aired, and you can see that Moses Atobra, who is the sector chair for Cosmetic AGI, is actually sharing his thoughts on Made in Ghana Reality Check. Of course, this is brought to you by Channel 1 TV and City 97.3 FM in partnership with Absa Bank. Sponsors Absa Bank, MTN, Zonda Tech, Petra, and powered by City 97.3 FM and Channel 1 TV. We keep saying that this is an opportunity for you to learn more, to boost your company, to boost your business, to boost your firm from 1 to 10, from 1 to 50, from 1 to 100. At the end of the day, you need to learn something to ensure that your business moves. It's not supposed to be stagnant, or has to be at one place. The more reason why we bring you this here on Channel 1 TV and City 97.3 FM, the City Business Festival every June.
And out of hundreds of entries received, we have our top 10 Channel 1 community legends. And from Wednesday, the 10th of June 2026, we will be unveiling each and every one of them. They will take us on a journey into their world. We will explore what they've been up to, the impact they're making in their various communities and whatnot. And the top 10 Channel 1 community legends are Michael Kolete, we have Dr. Emanuela Amwako, we have Daisy Mina Entry, we have Ina Nyande, Bridget Prempe, Anthony Kujo, John Kwabena Isaac Amwako, Hansawa Bukhari, and Awuno Elijah Wupe. So these are our top 10 Channel 1 community legend. Philip, I can't wait to see what these legends have for us. Talk of Channel 1 community legend. The host, Umaru Sanda Amadu and Akosia Otre would be on this journey with us, and we can't wait to see what they have been up to, the impact they're making, the lives they are touching. And it's all about telling your stories and empowering the change that we truly deserve. So tune in this Wednesday, the 10th of June, which is just tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, at 7:30 p.m. and catch the very first Channel 1 Community Legend episode.
Well, that's an interesting one there. I still want to leave the blank scenes for the day. I don't know, but the day is always in there. But the blank scenes that we are bringing your way is produced and brought to you by Channel One TV. And of course, it's on Thursdays we bring you fresh episodes here on TV, exactly at 7:30 p.m. Fridays, 11:30 a.m., which is a repeat. Saturdays, 7 p.m. Sundays, 4:30 p.m. Tuesdays, 3 p.m. Wednesdays, 5:30 p.m. Let me ask you today, how did you feel being part of the entire production?
It was exciting. That was actually my first time
acting.
Yeah, not acting. I've done stage acting in school, Accra High. But that was my first time doing the mainstream film acting, and it was exciting. I was asking a lot of questions. I'm sure Victoria was tired of me because I wanted to know why certain things are done on set. Yeah, I wanted to get it right and all of that. But it was exciting. The cast, the crew, the director, she was tolerant. Yeah, because imagine someone like Kobe.
Yeah.
The Kobe you see in the blank scenes, that's how he is on set. So imagine her dealing with such a person on set. And it was just exciting. We have Mensah doing his thing. The Mensah you see here, that's the Mensah on set.
I'm actually honored sitting by a star, a TV star. So that is it.
But this week's episode, you know how fathers are very protective of their daughters.
True.
And so in this week's episode, we would see Mr. Blankson trying to ask a lot of questions because of Herbia says she's going on a date. She's going on a date.
Going on a date
yes,
with and all
he
that.
has to know who you're going on a date
What
with.
time?
What time? What are you wearing? What time are you coming back? All the necessary details he wants to know. So this week's episode, you will see Mr. Blankson probing to know what his daughter is about, who she's going out with, and all of that. So catch the Blanksons this Thursday at 7:30 p.m. And we'd like to say a very big thank you to our sponsors, NASCO Electronics. We couldn't have done this without you. Lizzie Shito. I tried it with Lily Rice. Superb. You have to try it, Philip. You have to try it.
In this rainy season, if you don't have anything to do,
to
just get Lily Rice and Lizzie Shito. You're good to go.
As you are stuck home, just enter the kitchen, grab some Lily Rice, Lizzie Shito, fry some eggs, cut some sausages, add some pear. You know, should I go on?
Stop there. Anyway, so that is it.
So Lizzie Shito out insecticide spray, Everpack, and Lily Rice. Thank you so much for holding this Channel One TV production down.
Beautiful. So yesterday we spoke about the Mabre in Quanta. And the what is happening to my voice this morning?
It's actually a wet
the
morning.
weather. So the Mabre and Quanta is just an interesting drama series that is brought to you online, and it's on channel1online.com, which you can actually get the details there. Interesting conversation, interesting reading. Yesterday I had a time to read it, and trust me, it's just beautiful. So make sure that today you are tuning in to channel1online.com so that you get to this one, which is the Mabre and Quanta Chronicles. We understand the next episode will come tomorrow. This is actually the first episode, and I just keep saying that when you read this, you're actually going to build your vocabs, which is very, 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 very important. You actually need the words to actually build yourself. So this is actually the first one. This is the first episode, and of course it's titled, the title is the Golden Couple of Mabre in Quanta. Yes, I didn't know Mabre. You have to find it out there, Mabre and Quanta in there, which is a very beautiful one for you to read.
And now we have the World Cup Central. Gradually, Philip, we are gearing towards the World Cup.
Yeah.
I'm a bit nervous.
Why?
But I'm hopeful that Ghana would make it to maybe the semi-finals. Or you don't have him?
I still have him, but let's see what...
Or you've given up?
I can't give up too soon. I still have that vim that Ghana will get somewhere in there. So in order for you to get the details of all that, make sure that you're sitting with Gabi Ofer at 3 p.m. on Fridays, which is the World Cup Central, and you get to know what other countries are doing. I understand there is a Somalian referee that has actually been refused from entering the US of A. We'll bring you that one as well later on trends. But in order for you to get all what is happening with the World Cup, which is actually starting on 11th of June 2026, you should stay glued to Channel 1 TV so that at 3 p.m. on Friday, you'd be able to learn more about that. The Channel 1 online news app is also up for grabs. Please make sure they are downloading this from the Google Play Store. That is a Channel 1 online news from the Google Play Store or the App Store. And you'll be able to get yourself that interesting information that I've been posting on our portal. Just a notification and you are good to go. So make sure that you are downloading the Channel 1 news app now, so that it's just easy, like what you're seeing on the screen. So easy, so that you'll be able to get that information that you need, and the notification is just easy, and you just be informed of the latest news that we have in the system. Like what happened yesterday, we saw the collapse of a building that has been in Osu for years.
Yeah.
And the Interior Minister has indicated that there are 16 of such buildings that are supposed to be pulled down. I'm sure that is the first. So we are left with about 15 more to pull down. I'm looking forward to what is going to happen with the structure at La Palme. I keep mentioning that one because it's been there for a very long time, and we've always been asking ourselves that what is happening with this particular structure. So like what you can see on the screen, this actually was pulled down yesterday close to XYZ Broadcasting Corporation in that area. And this particular building has been there for a very long time. I think it's a step in the right direction that this structure has actually been pulled down. People were concerned that the operator, was he safe, was he not safe? Here he was safe, because if you look at the final the video of how the building actually came down, it's very scary, and that is actually bringing in questions that we would have to find better ways of demolishing high-rise buildings. So this is it. There are other ones too around that actually must also be demolished. Dede, what do you have to say about this?
Philip, like you mentioned, is a step in the right direction, and we hope that the 15 other buildings the Interior Minister mentioned would be coming down, should be as soon as possible. No time wasting. Let's get to it and pull them down and prevent lives being lost as a result of building collapse, because we've experienced too many building collapse in the last.
So that's actually happening at Aveno, which happened on Sunday. And we actually understand that the death went up to 3. On Sunday, we were told this was 2.
It was 2,
but it went up to 3, and also the evacuation exercise has come to an end.
Yes.
So everything has been moved out of the place. It's now left with the MMDCEs, that is assemblies, to ensure that the enforcement of the bylaws are actually strictly adhered to, so that if you're putting up a structure, you do not actually compromise safety. And because you want more money, you are putting up a structure and you're not considering the fact that it keeps moving up, and eventually, if it's not properly built, it's going to come down. This morning I heard on the City Breakfast Show that the iron rods on the market, we really don't have facts to prove this. Somebody texted in saying that the iron rods on the market are actually not up to standard. Maybe that one too should. There should be a total check, because I know it's the Ghana Standards Authority that actually deals with these things. The cements we are using to put up structures, the molding of blocks. Are we molding them well? Are the foremen cutting corners?
Yes, the artisans.
Yes,
they should also be regulated to make sure that they are putting up they are using the right materials
to do what
for
is,
the construction.
what is very important. Yes. So what we need to really do right now is that the right thing must be done. Moving on to the trends. Yesterday, I saw a video.
I saw it too.
And I was amazed that a teacher and a female student, what are they actually fighting for? I do not know.
We don't know.
We do not know. But it's actually the video that caught my attention. And I don't know, maybe you'll bring the video, but viewers' discretion advised. You can bring the video and watch what the video is about. How the teacher was slamming the student on the ground. And she's a female student.
And that's the girls' dormitory, you know.
What I was told, what a little I picked up, what hasn't been confirmed yet, is that they were fighting, I think, over hostel fees or fees.
Yeah. That's what people are saying. And others are also saying there's something going on between the teacher and
the female student.
Yeah.
Oh, because this is bad. And you could tell that the person filming was actually hiding to film.
Yeah.
Because he or she, I don't know, could be the next target if the teacher had seen that that person is filming. This is totally bad. Let's bring you the full video with the audio, and let's viewers actually appreciate what we are talking about.
So, Philip, we don't know what the relationship is with the student. That's one. We also don't know what could have instigated this attack.
But actually, the good news we are hearing this morning, there is an arrest. And a teacher at Yinahini Catholic Senior High School has been arrested following the circulation of a viral video showing him allegedly assaulting a female student on campus. The arrest was confirmed by the public relations officer of the Ghana Education Service, Daniel Fenyi, in a Facebook post on Tuesday, June 9, 2026. The Yinahini Catholic School SHS teacher seen in the viral video fighting a female student arrested. Regional Education Directorate is investigating the matter. Full report to be submitted to the headquarters, and that is what came out from Fanyi's statement. They indicate, or the incident has actually sparked public concern after the video widely shared on social media appeared to show that a teacher physically confronting the student while onlookers pleaded with him to stop. The teacher repeatedly punched the female student and at one point lifted her and threw her in to the ground, leaving her helpless. This is very sad. In the footage which you can see on the screen now, witnesses can be heard urging the teacher to consider that the student was a girl and to refrain from assaulting her. However, the teacher, who appeared visibly angry, reportedly by asking, or responded by asking, is she aware she is a lady? The consequences that, or the circumstances rather, that led to the confrontation have not yet been disclosed by school authorities or the Ghana Education Service. GES said the Regional Education Directorate has launched an investigation into the incident and is expected to submit a full report to its headquarters. The arrest comes amid growing calls from members of the public for accountability and protection of students within educational institutions. The outcome of the ongoing investigation is expected to determine any further disciplinary or legal action that may be taken. So this is a statement actually coming in from the Ghana Education Service. The Public Relations Officer, the PRO, Daniel Fenyi, actually confirmed this on his Facebook page, which he has mentioned that the teacher in that viral video has actually been arrested, and you actually be following up keenly, and we'll bring you an update on this particular story. This actually comes on the back of an incident that happened around Tema, where a gentleman also was told to walk out of the facility because it was said that it was visiting hours was over. So I don't know, please try and cool down. The temperatures are high sometimes, but try and control yourselves so that you do not get yourself in such trouble like what we are seeing on the screens.
All right, let's check out some comments regarding this. More Heat says, SHS and you are fighting your teacher. Hey, what happened? Kojo Robert says, when you get to this level with a student, you're definitely the problem. Get that man behind bars, Charlie. Mrs. Martha says, a male teacher is not supposed to be at the girls' dormitory. Ashtown says, if this be my sister, like this teacher go clap for me after the show. Prof. Chem says, but this generation be cooked though. Instead of separating the fight, then the video first. And that's the final comment on this. So we'll be keeping our eyes on this and know what the outcome would be.
It's a very sad one, and you see what we can actually bring to you in subsequent programming or bulletin here on Channel 1 TV.
Yeah.
Now let's move straight to
other stories.
Yeah, so
Mahama, our president, has banned ministers from private awards without approval. Now, in a letter issued yesterday, it says, His Excellency the President has noted with concern the increasing trend of ministers of state, chief executive officers of state institutions, and other public officials participating in and accepting awards from various private organizations purporting to recognize them as the best performing, most outstanding, or most influential public office holders. In many instances, the organizations conferring such awards are largely unknown to the public. Their credentials are unclear, and no transparent, objective, or verifiable criteria exist for assessing the performance of public officials. Consequently, the proliferation of such awards has the potential to undermine the integrity of public service, create misconceptions regarding government performance assessment, and expose the government to unnecessary public criticism and embarrassment. Public office is a solemn responsibility entrusted to officials by the people of Ghana. Performance in the office cannot be measured by privately organized ceremonies, self-appointed rating bodies, or commercial award schemes whose methodologies and standards are neither established nor subject to public scrutiny. His Excellency, therefore, directs that all ministers of state, chief executive officers of state institutions, and other political appointees refrain from participating in, sponsoring, endorsing, attending, or accepting awards from such organizations unless expressly authorized by the office of the president.
Interesting. So yesterday on Eyewitness News, Michael Kwesa-White, who is the boss of SIGA, was interviewed. That Prince McKay, who is also the CEO of the award scheme, or the company that organizes award scheme, was also interviewed. And guess what? It was an interesting one where McKay also was saying his, Kwesa-White was saying his, and all that. I'm sure we have comments. Let's bring you the comments or what people are saying about this. And the Greater Accra Regional Minister has also come out to defend herself that what she deserved, whatever she was given. Those ministers who attended the program should have been sacked by now, you say. This letter should have come from the office of the Chief of Staff. The Chief of Staff is losing. Or why do you want to say that? No, he's also playing his role. After it has been done, let's stop this, okay? What happened to the code of conduct? You are asking. Chief of Staff is sleeping on his job. Why do you want to say about this? But anyway, let's bring you the response of the Greater Accra Regional Minister, Linda Akwele-Oklu, who is the MP for Shaiwo Sudoku, and exactly what she said, indicating that she deserved that award.
Surprise of the award I received, because sometimes I keep telling people that the little effort you do, when people recognize what you are doing, and they give you that recognition, I mean, it empowers you to do more. And so for me, I know I've done a lot for the good people of Greater Accra. Yes, I expectations are high though, but I think I've done a lot that I deserve that recognition. And so to God be the glory. I wasn't surprised of the award I received, because sometimes I keep telling people that the little effort you do, when people recognize what you are doing, and they give you that recognition, I mean, it empowers you to do more. And so for me, I know I've done a lot for the good people of Greater Accra. Yes, I expectations are high though, but I think I've done a lot that I deserve that recognition. And so to God be the glory. I wasn't surprised.
Oh, Mark Willie.
Interesting.
She says she thinks she deserves the award because she's done a lot to actually deserve this award. But anyway, it's up to you to tell whether it's actually an award thing that is important. The argument that a number of people are making is that if you want to be awarded as a minister or as a government official, it's even best for you to do your due diligence before you take such awards. Exactly. And the argument from Prince McKay also is that we've been doing this for a very long time. This is not the first time we are doing this. I think they've done the RTP awards and all that, the organizers, and they've been doing other awards, events and all that. So maybe we'll leave it at this. But the president has said that desist from taking awards from maybe companies that we do not, they don't have that credibility. In the statement that was brought out by Callistus Mahama, Dr. Callistus Mahama, also touched on some sort of reshuffling that will be done, and the fact that the president will soon assess all the ministers. And people are even asking that they should add MMDCs to it as well. So we'll be waiting for that. I've seen people putting up, like yesterday you were asking me who is my favorite minister and all that. No, it's up to you, the jury. Let me say the jury, that is the citizen, to actually decide who you see as the favorite minister and who is actually not working. Yesterday, if you play the full audio of what the Greater Accra Regional Minister said, it says that she started tackling the issue of flooding
and street lights long before this whole thing.
So she has done a number of things, but as you are working as the minister, we saw a minister, there's a Greater Accra Regional Minister, who shook the region, and we knew that there was a minister in the region. His name is Henry Quartey.
Yeah.
And when he's working, nobody will doubt that Henry Quartey is working. You understand? And if you would want to go in for a recognition before you tell the world, before the world knows that you are working, the world would have to know that you are working before the recognition comes in. So I think it's...
But has she actually tackled the street light issue?
Yeah, she has played her role. Oh, Auntie Aquile,
because on my stretch, Philip, on our stretch, for the longest, we've not had the street lights working.
No, I think the street lights came on at a point. But I keep saying that people tampering with the components of the street lights. Mind you, the street lights we are using aren't sort of street lights. I would say that they are solar powered street light, that they are just up there. People can't, it will be very difficult for you to climb up there before you be able to steal a component. So there are wires that have been connected down there.
Yeah.
And it's actually getting power from the national grid, you understand? So people will go and steal the wires and all that at your blind side. And she did. She fixed street lights, I think, from Ablekuma to Pokwase, did some to, even on the N1 was fixed. She did things that she was supposed to do, but she's not going to get it 100% in the sense that there are also the bad people who will be coming after to also do change. So maybe the plan has to be changed. I remember when Titus Glover, who was a then Greater Accra Regional Minister, the latter part of the Nana Tuffour administration, also made mention of fixing of some street lights, solar-powered street lights at some specific streets or some specific locations. Precisely the 37 area, Gimpa area and all that. We don't know the plan with these street lights. But like I'm saying, if you're a minister, do your work because people are watching. And it's goodwill that you are enjoying now. You wouldn't want to do something and people will come after you. Look at what the issue that Amwakohene is actually facing in recent times. And look at the issue that now the Greater Accra... Auntie Aquile, nobody hears of Auntie Aquile. Auntie Aquile is very quiet. I don't know if you really engaged her before. She's very, very quiet. So maybe we should let sleeping dogs lie. And we should just take cue from what has happened. Because, mind you, the awards came before. I don't know if you know of Dr. Ewan, and he was giving Trey. You know Trey? He was giving Trey and Flax. And I know a very prominent minister then, former health minister, took the tray and the flax and he was happy. You understand? We saw a popular musician, Sarkodie. You know Sarkodie?
Yeah, Sarkodie.
Yeah, Sarkodie also took the award and he was happy. D Black took the award.
Even some of the media personalities.
Exactly. So we should just be careful. Do due diligence, like what Michael Pesa-White was doing, Professor Michael Pesa-White was doing. And that is actually what has brought out the entire issue with also Edem Agbana, who is an MP, also mentioning that why will you, if the president is awarding you, like as I'm sitting here, someone else has said that, okay, I think you've done well in your job, so you are awarded. He is my boss. He is seeing what I'm doing.
Yes, and he's the right person to do that.
It's just somebody who is sitting somewhere, because yesterday, Michael Pesa-White on Eyewitness News asked that, what are our KPIs? And looking at the things we are doing here, have we done something extra to merit best CEO and all that? Maybe we'll leave it to the jury to decide. What's the next one on the trends?
Yeah, so the next one on the trends, we are talking about the 2026 FIFA World Cup. A Somalian referee, actually he's one of Africa's top referees, in the person of Omar Abdul Kadir Artan, and he was refused entry into the US because of some issues with his visa. But he says that he has a valid visa and a diplomatic passport, but then still Customs and Border Protection deemed him inadmissible at the Miami International Airport and sent him back to Istanbul. Philip, that's unfortunate. And he's one of the 170 officials for this year's FIFA World Cup. So, and FIFA says they have no, business in that, and so he has to go back. But he released a statement. He says, despite the circumstances, I'm in good spirits and focused on the next challenges in my career. I want to thank the football family for the messages and wish my colleagues all the best during the World Cup. I'm looking forward to meeting them in the future. I want to thank FIFA and CAF for all the support and promise to keep improving my level and focusing on the future. Yeah, so that's what Omar is saying. But it's rather unfortunate. He would have been the first from his country to be officiating in this year's FIFA World Cup.
That would have been a record.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That would have been a record. Yeah.
Let's read some comments. Yeah.
So Somalian players were in MLS. They would terminate their contracts or what? Or they wouldn't be allowed to enter USA after visiting their home country. Okay, this one says, man was really from the future. Qatar has held a World Cup where everyone who could afford to attended. Wait till it's the USA hosting and they will have visa restrictions even on the players themselves.
US of A. Well, actually, this one was actually brought in 2022, and this one is coming from
Jesse Affairs says, I knew this will happen with the USA being host. It makes no sense. If referee can be denied entry, I can't imagine how many fans would suffer the same fate. And this one says, Ashish says, World Cup 2026, where qualifying for the tournament is easier than qualifying for the entry. Lee says, imagine how he got to bid his family by, knowing they will be watching him achieve his dream, only to be cut down at the last minute.
That's sad. So the more reason why you'd want to watch World Cup Central here on Channel 1 TV at 3 p.m. every Friday, so that you know what US is doing and how people are actually, or countries are actually entering the country. That is US of A, because of the World Cup that is actually going to be held. I understand there aren't much issues in Mexico and Canada, but Trump's country there.
I know Somalia is on the list of banned countries, the list of countries that US has banned. But even despite that, he says he has a valid visa.
But it's not supposed to affect the referee. Anyway, we have the video of the day for you. Let's bring you that, and later we enter a community close to you. Though this may look funny, which it is, but it speaks to a very serious issue at some workplaces. You know why? Someone saying that, I came to work, I've done my part. Someone also saying that, oh, I've done my part. But it's supposed to be teamwork.
Teamwork, yeah.
And forgetting that where you stop, as in working, is where I continue. Or we are supposed to come together and do the work. But some people are like, oh, let me do mine, do yours. And that's what is happening.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the guy is actually dishing out the rice, but because there's supposed to be this synergy, you are supposed to know where the plate will be before you dish the rice and put it in, or the stew on the rice. We are working, but there isn't any
no coordination,
no synergy. And at the end of the day, work done is
results.
Work done is zero, like cost 90. Nothing works. But anyway, that's what we brought to you, a video of the day, as we are entering a community close to you. Should we take a break, or we should go straight into the community?
Let's go straight to the communities.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I saw this story, I was asking myself why network connectivity is a very big problem. You know, we had the boss of Gifed, Tanko Computer here on Friday. He mentioned a number of things that they are doing, that is his outfit is actually doing. Just for us to see a story coming from Sambuli in the northern region. This story was actually filed by Shawana Yusuf, our northern bureau chief, and this is what you can see: people hanging their yam phones and
in 2026
waited for network. Let's play you that report.
For many residents of Sambuli in the Saboba district, making a simple phone call has become a daily challenge. Community members say weak mobile network coverage has persisted for years, affecting communication, education, and economic activities. Some residents have resorted to hanging their mobile phones on 3 branches in search of network signals, while others travel several kilometers to the Saboba Junction area to access internet services. According to residents, the situation is discouraging professionals from accepting posting to the community and limiting access to important information and services.
We are just left out because of the network. Any person they posted here to come and work will say he won't come because no network. And when you look at the system, since they started this mobile money and this, we also have people who started the mobile money. But now when you go to send mobile money, it will take you 1 to 2 days before the money can go to the owner.
Some women in the community say the situation is affecting communication with relatives and family members living elsewhere.
At time you hang your phone here, another person will also come and hang. Then when you have a call and you come to receive it, the person will come and stand. Meanwhile, calls supposed to be secret. We're not supposed to be talking in public. Meanwhile, before you receive call, another person is there. What you were to say, you can't say.
The challenge is also affecting businesses. A mobile money vendor in the community says poor connectivity frequently interrupts transactions, causing delays and losses for both customers and operators.
We find it very difficult to send money and also to withdraw money. And when it is not there, we are just struggling. That's why we have hung our phones this way, to just manage and then send money.
Community leaders say repeated appeals to authorities and telecommunications service providers have so far yielded little progress. They are calling on government and network operators to urgently improve telecommunications infrastructure in the area.
Me and as an assembly member, I have written so many letters to assemble past administration and current administration. But it's like they are paying deaf ear to our appeal.
They complain when they post them, they refuse posting because of no network. The same applies to the clinic. When they post them, they refuse because there's no network. And I'm appealing to government to help get us network.
This has been a major challenge for residents here in the community, and they're appealing through the Ministry of Communications and also to the government to ensure they come to their aid so far as the issue of network connectivity is concerned. For Channel One News, I am Shawana Yusuf, reporting from Sambuli community in the Saboba district of the Northern Region.
And that is the challenge of residents in the Saboba district, Sambuli to be precise. We have Shawana on. Shawana, good morning and welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Hi, good morning, Dede. Good morning, Philip. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
All right,
Great.
Shawana, so you visited the community. Beyond the network challenges, what other challenges exist in this community?
Well, so thank you very much for your question. You know what it means for network to be absent in this day and era. It's affecting everything in Sambuli. If you go to Sambuli, they tell us that postings to the area for teachers and also for healthcare workers is a major problem. When we went there, there were only non-natives, about two people who were teachers over there who were not natives of the community. And this is because all those who have been posted from elsewhere to come and teach in Sapuli refuse posting because when they get there and they notice there is no network connectivity, they just bounce back. They say they are going to pack their things and they go and never return. Same is about the health facility you find in Sambuli that is serving over 40 communities around. They are staff short. I don't know if that even fits in. They are staff constrained. That's the word to use because all postings to the health center in Sambuli does not receive the needed attention. People come around, they say, "Oh, I'm going home to pack my things and I'll be back permanently," and that's it. They don't come back. And this is also affecting greatly on economic activities. Mobile money vendors operating in the area tells us that when they try to transact a business in the community, maybe send money or withdraw money for a client, it can hang for over 2 hours. So imagine if you have to use this money for something or somebody is urgently waiting for you to send money for a transaction to take place. This is what the situation is like at Sambuli. So yes, it's affecting a lot of activities in the community and it is frustrating them.
Wow. Interesting. So, Shawana, Samwili, paint us a picture of where it's actually located in the northern region. And we know this has been there for a very long time. GIFEC in recent times indicated that some sort of survey has actually been done to find out communities that are having issues like this. So paint us a picture of where this place is actually located, or describe to us where this place is actually located, and whether there are plans to get the issue addressed if you've been able to gather that information as well.
Okay, thank you very much. So Sambuli is located under the Saboba district of the northern region. And if we are heading to Sambuli from Tamale, which is the regional capital, you have to go through to Yendi. So you pass Sangu to Yendi, and from Yendi, then you proceed straight to Sambuli. You get to Sambuli before the district capital, which is Saboba. And when you get to a small community on the main road called Nalo, fortunately, is a hilly town. So when you get to that community, there is network connectivity. But immediately you navigate right going into Sambuli. That is where the problem is. There is no network, and you have to, if you are walking or riding, you would use about an hour to get to Nalo. And if you are driving, maybe less, though the road network isn't good that much. So that is where Sambuli is located, under the Saboba district. And if I may be quick to add, the member of parliament for this area is a minister for transport, Honorable Bukari Nipejo, sir. That is his area. So if Philip and Dede, you'll be asking questions, we'll be glad if we can talk to the Minister for Transport to find out what he's doing to his people in this area and how soon should they expect results. Speaking to some authorities in the community, they tell us that they've sent letters and proposals to network service providers like MTN, Vodafone, and others to see, and even to the ministry, they are trying to contact to see how best they can help to resolve the issue of network connectivity, which is by far impacting almost every activity in the community. But from 2024, I understand, till now, there hasn't been results. And this is the daily struggle. The day I went to this community, I got only one phone call. And it came through when I was under this tree. And I stayed in this community from morning to evening to get all my work done before leaving the place. So you can understand what the situation is like at Sambuli. Philip, let me refer you back to Sambuli again. Sambuli is the same community we talked about their healthcare situation some months ago. This is the same community, and this is the troubles and the issues network connectivity is causing to the people of Sambuli and its adjoining areas.
Shawana, I am interested in knowing what the impact of this network challenges is having on education, because you know school children would have to depend on digital sources for their education. So how is this having an impact on the school children in this community?
Great. So let me paint a clearer picture. The day we went to the school, we asked to see how their ICT facility is. They took us to the ICT center. Fortunately, they had a philanthropist who donated some computers, desktop computers for them to use for teaching and learning. That also could not stand the test of time because of lack of network connectivity in the area.
Right.
Moreover, students tell us that unlike their other colleagues in the developing areas, like the cities, they are not able to access internet connectivity for research. In this day and era, you can't find everything in the books. In this day and era, the children need the internet connectivity to help them with research, to help them add more flesh to whatever they are studying in class and what the books are telling them. But unfortunately, for students of Sambuli, they are not privileged enough. If they need to have any research work done, they have to walk miles to access internet connectivity. Even for a mere telephone call is a problem. Talk less of internet connectivity. So that's the ripple effect it's having on teaching and learning. And posting to the area is also nothing to write home about. The head teacher tells us that they can post about 3-4 teachers to their place and nobody will show up. Before you could go back to the education directly to go and check, the people have already requested for reposting or brought letters that they have secured employment at other places and they want to shift them to those areas. So that is the problem so far as teaching and learning and education in general is concerned at Sambuli in the Saboba district.
Interesting. And in your report, the residents made mention of transferring of funds or money to their relatives. Is it a community? What really is the trade, or what occupation do they are they into? Let me put it that way.
So mostly they are farmers. I can say that from northern Ghana, Saboba area is one of the areas we get our yams from during the yearly harvest. They farm a lot of yams and cassava, if I may add. So, and most of the grains as well. Talk of granules, talk of maize, millet. They are basically farmers, and that is what they do for a living.
Wow, then they need a lot of money transfer, so that they can be able to, the farmers can be moving the maize and yam to the market and all that. Anyway, joining us, so Sawana, stay there for us. We want to speak to John Kwabena, who is the community member for Saboba, who is actually joining us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
I trust you are doing well.
I'm doing good, sir.
I want to ask this. Okay, go ahead.
Good morning to your cherished viewers and listeners.
Beautiful. And the one is also good morning to you as well. I want to find out from you, for how long has this network issue been like this in Sambuli?
Thank you very much, my brother. I think it has been since the inception of the use of mobile phones in the area.
Wow.
It has never been improved. And I think it has been in any form. So it has been like this since the inception of the use of mobile phones in the system.
Beautiful. Let's understand from you, as a community member, how is this situation actually affecting your survival or life in general in that community in Sambuli?
Great. I think technology has come to ease movement and accessibility to so many things. But in the case of Sambuli, it is different. Speaking to you as a committee member, I don't stay in the committee permanently. There are very trivial, minor things that I will need in the committee that I must place a phone call that will cost me nothing. But as a result of the poor network in the area, sometimes I have to travel from Lalirgu to Sambuli just to pick an information. And looking at the cost involved, looking at the time involved, you will know that it is a disservice to the people of Sambuli. Aside that, we have students living elsewhere. When parents are trying to send money to them, it takes longer time. At times they send the money and the student call back to say we have not received the money. The message gets hung up somewhere and sometimes they lose it. Then, I think that is not enough. We have a clinic, we have school there, and nobody wants to accept persons to that place because we are in a global village. Teachers and nurses who are there complain that when they are there, they are cut from their colleagues. Some are on online lessons that they take elsewhere. When they get to Sambuli, you are cut off. Before you can communicate or link up with your colleagues or your lecturers, you have to travel from Sambuli to Sabuba or to Nalok. When you get to Nalok, you have no place to stay, to sit and do whatever you want to do. My brother, me being a community member, sometimes when I get to the community and I have to do my official duties, so because I cannot even stay in the community for 2 days, because I get there and my people want to get in, my office people want to get in touch with me, they cannot get me on call, even messages. So as we speak now, when you get to Sambuli, you can receive a WhatsApp message. You can't receive anything until you leave the soil of Sambuli. I think your officers who came there to cover this story, if they'll be honest with you, they will say that when they got there, they were detached from the rest of the world.
John, have there been situations where residents could not call for help in emergency instances?
Please come again.
Has there ever been a situation where community members, residents in the community, there's an emergency, they want to call for help, but because of the network challenges, they were unable to call for that help?
Sure. Sambuli has a health facility. I visited the place some time back when the woman was in labor. Their ambulance, the sisters have a vehicle they use to support community members as an ambulance. But then the sisters travel out of the community. The Reverend sisters are made. They travel out from the community to Tamale for a meeting. The officers there wanted to contact Sabuba Hospital for an ambulance to come and pick the woman. My sister. That took them several hours. Finally, they had to stop and carry the pregnant woman on a motor back to Sabuba for further health care. These are some of the situations. And that was then that we said no. Upon all the cries, we wrote a letter. We wrote a letter as committee members and routed it through the assembly to the network. As of now, we are not selected. Any network that can come to Sambuli and make us also get connected to the world, we appreciate it. But that also didn't work. Even at the point I shared the letter with my sister Shawana to see if they can also make follow-up on our behalf. And it's not only that one. That was what I saw. Many of them that I didn't witness, I can't talk about.
Anyway, thank you so much for your time, John. And we actually be monitoring, and we are hoping that GIFEC will do something about your situation.
Yeah, so our humble appeal this time around, we are appealing to everybody, not only the government, but directed to the government and any other person who can support us get network in Sambuli. We appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John. Grateful. Shawana is still on. Shawana, your final words, then you can take leave of us, since you have to also go to other places and monitor stories that you bring here on Channel One TV. Yeah.
Okay, so what I would just say is that I appeal to maybe the Ministry of Communications and the appropriate government authorities to have a look at this situation. I think Sambuli is not the only community if you come to northern Ghana. We are so fishing out to see most of those communities that are also battling the same problem with network connectivity. Then we can tell their story. But there are many more communities of that sort. And in this day and era, it would be so unfair to let them live in communities like this without access to network or internet. So we want the government to pay attention to it and make sure that everybody comes on board so far as digitalization is concerned. Then we can all access it together and enjoy the benefit it comes with.
But Shawana, before you go, are you recording flats in the northern region as well? For Accra, I'm not sure you would want to stay here. What is happening in the northern region?
Yes, for Accra, I'm just sitting here and praying that you guys will be safe out there.
Yeah.
I've seen all the wonderful stories you guys are doing on the flood issue. But in northern Ghana, we are yet to. It looks like very soon we would, because the rains have started in earnest, but the grounds were really dry. It's able to soak all the water for now. And we are hoping that moving forward, if it is going to be this heavy, we might have issues. We are looking out to see, but we pray it doesn't happen. But should it continue like this, we are most likely to join Accra.
So for instance, in a day, how many times will you say that communities in the northern Ghana do receive rains?
Okay, so what happens is sometimes when it starts raining, it doesn't stop. The other time it rains for over 14 hours.
Whoa.
Continuously. Yes. From night around 9 p.m. in the night to 10 a.m., 11 a.m. the next morning, it was still raining. So that day people went to work very late. It rained throughout the night till morning, and it was still raining. So I mean, sometimes we don't get it every day, but every other day we are likely to get rain.
Wow. So as we speak now, there are any issues of flooding or anything like that in northern Ghana, but they are saying that if the rains continue like as it's going on now, there may be situations like that. Have you had conversations maybe with mayor of Tamale or other municipal chiefs or district chief or executives in other areas to find out from them what really is being done to ensure that any flood that happens in these communities or your communities in the north are vetted?
Okay, thank you. So I think with this issue of how to avert the rain, even the Deputy Roads Minister, Honorable Sunini, the other time we had a conversation with him on what they are doing so far as the issues of drains are concerned. I mean, they've started a lot of projects. But Philip, if you ask me, the timing of when the project is starting is mostly our problem. Because when it starts and then the rains comes, the contractors are not even able to continue. And then there is a problem. So most of the projects are currently ongoing, and we are hoping that it can, in a way, be fast-tracked so that the water would have the ways, the appropriate drains needed for it to flow. If not, trouble will come. But from the assembly levels, we've seen them trying to desilt gutters and doing all that they can to ensure that we don't experience the floods. And we are also praying hard that we don't have to cover flood stories this year, so far as the rains are concerned. But for me, from where I sit, I'm just praying it doesn't happen. But it looks like if we don't take necessary measures in place, we may not be able to avert it.
Shona, thank you so much for your time. I'm grateful that you joined us with that Sambuli story, which has to do with the network challenge. And we have to actually move straight into the issues of flood as well, because there's another big issue that is happening in the country, just not in Greater Accra region. We will delve deeper into the floods. Again, if you have videos of what is happening in your community, let's have these videos, so talk about them. We want to also enter into that realm as well. But Dede, briefly, your comment on the network situation in Sambuli. Maybe the next day or next time we'll have to take you to Sambuli so that you see how the network issue is like there.
It's sad because this is 2026 and we
Digital
still have
age.
We still have communities in Ghana struggling with network connectivity. I was particularly interested in the educational bit because if this is the situation there, it means it's taking a toll on school children. They wouldn't have access to internet. They can't know what is happening in the world around them and all of that. And so, yes, if Tanko was here on Friday,
he was here on Friday.
Says, you know, something is being done to deal with the network challenges up north, then you should speed it up.
You should speed it up. So we actually monitoring and we're waiting. But also, when we spoke to John, he said that other organizations.
By the way,
I don't know how.
John is one of the community legends.
Finalists.
Yes.
Oh, really? Oh, John, congratulations. Then you are doing a very good job in your area. Oh, John, that's nice. So he's actually pushing for network connectivity.
Yeah, he's actually pushing for it. So, so watch out for John on Community Legend as he shares his story. He takes us on his journey on how he's making impact in his community. Tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. on Channel 1 TV.
I'm impressed. Anyway, so that's it. That's the day's comments there on the sanitation, or rather the network thing, Sambuli network thing, and you see people's phones hanging and all that. But now let's move into the floods. You know, in recent times we've had issues with floods in various communities. Yesterday there was a statement that, or a comment from the Accra mayor actually urging the public that if you should find someone dumping refuse in flowing water, drains and all that, you have an amount of 200 Ghana cedis to take from them, because you are reporting exactly what is happening with that in the community. So we also entreating you to send videos of the flooding situation. You know, the rains are still here. The month of June is raining. It's raining heavily and all that. Some people's rooms are submerged, or homes are submerged in the flood waters. We also have issues with people not being able to go to work because their electrical appliances and all that like soaked in water, uniforms and all that. Yesterday I was listening to an audio on the City Breakfast Show where a lady was actually weeping. She was crying that I came to this particular area to rent, and I was told that this place is a perfect place for me to actually get a place to stay or to lay my hat. Eventually it rained, and after the rains, the whole room was full with water. And she was still asking herself that why would someone tell her a lie like that? But the other things that the assemblies are supposed to, roles that the assemblies are supposed to play. Yesterday there was an engagement, I think at Alisa Hotel, where the MCs all had met with Zoom Lion and also the Ministry of Local Government, and to actually fine-tune strategy to ensure that this is actually kept. But they mind you, if the citizens do not play a role, this wouldn't end. Because we keep saying people are building in waterways. We keep saying people are dumping refuse in drains. We keep saying that the gutters or the drains are choked. They are getting into our rooms. Now, Shawana is saying that a place like northern Ghana, that we know that the population there is not as huge as what we have in the Greater Accra region and other big cities. If it rains for a very long time, you're going to have floods in those areas. So the question is, what are we doing to actually control ourselves and actually to end these things?
And even yesterday on the point of view, Bernard had a conversation with Prof. Gordon, and he said that in 2006, the magnitude of rain that we experienced, 70 millimeters.
Yeah.
And today we are experiencing, what, 7 millimeters? That's like 10% of the magnitude that we are experiencing today. If then 70 millimeters couldn't cause flooding, and now 7 millimeters is causing flooding, then there's a problem that needs to be fixed. And so all of us are involved. The citizens, please stop dumping refuse in wrong places. Stop it. Stop it. And fatal. Stop it. And be a good citizen, okay? Make sure that you dump your refuse in the right places, because the drains will get choked and flooding will become a problem.
And when it happens to
and those building on waterways,
yeah.
you are being told that it is wrong to build on waterways. Why are you putting up your structures there? The assemblies, stop giving permits to people to put up buildings on waterways.
Anyway, let me bring you this story that has to do with what Dede was saying. Prof. Chris Gordon, stray animals threatening Ghana's tree planting effort. I think he also spoke about that one as well. Where the environmental scientist Professor Chris Gordon has called for a stricter control of animals roaming in urban areas, saying that measures necessary measures must be taken to ensure the success of tree planting initiative aimed at addressing, the reason why I'm reading this one, aimed at addressing flooding challenges in the country.
Yeah.
So, speaking in an interview with Bernard Avle on Channel 1 TV, The Point of View, on Monday, June 8, Prof. Gordon stressed the importance of sustained tree planting effort as part of broader measures to mitigate flooding. We've always been asking ourselves these questions, that the tree planting exercise, so after, where do we see the trees again? And whether these trees are actually being monitored and whether the nurturing of these trees. We saw Parkwesi Shandoff here the other time he came to have an interview with us, where he mentioned that the tree planting exercise will be happening again. The launch was done last week and all that. But Professor Gordon is also raising another issue with the entire management of the trees in this country, and how stray animals are actually chewing these trees. So he cited examples of countries that have successfully mobilized citizens to plant and maintain millions of trees, noting that Ghana could achieve similar results with coordinated action. Prof. Gordon, however, expressed concern about the destruction of newly planted trees by animals that roam freely in cities and communities. I have complained several times about the tree planting exercise, and we don't have control. The animals we have in the city, you plant trees, and someone's cow or animal will come and chew the leaves off, he said. According to him, tree planting programs cannot succeed in isolation and require collaboration among various stakeholders, including local authorities, residents, and livestock owners. It cannot be looked at in silos. Everybody needs to work together if this is going to have an impact, he added. Professor Gordon's remarks forms part of ongoing decisions on measures needed to address flooding, environmental degradation, and climate-related challenges in urban areas. So, like we said, you can send the videos to our WhatsApp line. Let's see the video in your community, and we all need a role, or we all have a role to play in there, in ensuring that our environment becomes the best we want, and flooding becomes a thing of the past. If we are actually not getting it out completely, we should actually minimize the impact it's having on people.
All right, on that note, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be having a conversation about the Human Resource Conference coming up tomorrow and the next. We'll be right back.
station full of questions, where truth often hides behind noise, One Show dares to ask what truly matters face to face. With fearless clarity and a quest for accountability, host Umarusanda Amadou sits down with the movers and shakers of politics, governance, society, and business, confronting the issues that define our national conversation.
Yes, I am Umarusanda Amadou. This is Face to Face, and you're welcome.
I say very often on the floor of Parliament that when we were in government, we got some things right, we got some things wrong.
Are you still planning to go to Parliament, or you want to look at National Party office position?
No, I'll be going back to Parliament. There's an unfinished business which I need to do.
Sports has 3 legs: development, management, and promotion.
Disintegration is extreme. We do not wish that even on your worst enemy.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umarusanda Amadou on Face to Face as he digs deeper, challenges power, and reveals the stories shaping Ghana's future. Only on Channel 1 TV.
This is where stories rise, where strength speaks, and legends are born. Out of hundreds of entries, they emerged as the 10 Channel 1 community legends of the 2026 cohort.
You're 14 years, you're among, people who are...
my name is Daisy Mina Entry, 32.
Someone is from Western Lot, Sevi Adofwa.
We have it that wherever you travel to, home is home.
10 Channel 1 community legends, 10 powerful journeys, one platform to inspire a nation, from hustle to impact, from struggle to success. Watch them tell it all.
In a place where almost nothing is available.
I have a foundation called Grace on Duty Foundation.
Whatever they are going through is part of the struggle. That should even give them the motivation to learn.
Because I'm a game changer wherever I go.
The Channel 1 community legends, next level stories, real people, real power, real glory. Stay tuned and be inspired only on Channel 1 TV.
The past may have shaped you, but it doesn't have to define you. This week on Lifeline, discover how to heal from yesterday's hurts, appreciate today's opportunities, and move confidently towards tomorrow.
This is Lifeline, where psychology meets theology. If you will learn how to relate with time, you will live a fruitful life. If you will learn how to relate well with these components or dimensions of time, your life will be better. What are those components or dimensions of time? If you will learn how to relate with the past, yesterday is the past, today is the present, tomorrow is the future. That is the secret to maximum living. That is the secret to successful life. If you have not processed your past well, your life will be full of anxiety, fear, and many other emotional challenges. You can process the past well. So how do I do it, man of God? Number one, accept the past.
Join Bishop Fred Cruncher-Mensah on Lifeline every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. prompt, only on Channel 1 TV.
Grateful that you stayed with us here on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. That was an interesting conversation we had with Shawana there, and also we spoke a bit about floods and all that in the region and around the country. Before we went on the break, Davis actually mentioned to you that we'll be having an interview, and that is a CIHRM. There's a conference that is actually coming, and I'm sure you'll be prepared for that. But in the studio for us to discuss that is Nana Tuffour Boateng, who is member member of CIHRM and also executive council, a member of the council and an executive of the council. And also we have Eunice Tonye, who is also marketing and communications manager of CIHRM. Let's delve straight into the conversation. There is an interesting topic, or let's say topic for that conference. I want to go straight to that particular topic.
We are interested in that one.
And ask him. Nana, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Eunice, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Dede and Philip. I'm very well.
Good.
Thank you.
Nana, let me ask you, why this topic? The topic is why people hate HR.
Yes. So the conference is the biggest HR gathering in Ghana on an annual basis. And so as part of what we do there, we do some introspection. We get views from the outside in. So we have chief executives speaking to us about what they expect of HR and so on. So this is one of the topics that we want to, look into within ourselves and find out how we can be better service providers for the staff we engage and lead and so on and so forth. So that's why we have that topic in
there. My HR, I love her because she's a mother. You go to her, you tell her your issues, she's able to guide you, she's able to advise you. Is that one of the qualities that an HR manager should possess?
Absolutely, absolutely. Except that we also want to emphasize, that there must be a balance between that and business and the organization, because if you don't have that balance, anything which is out of balance creates problems, right? So yes, it's definitely one of the qualities that you need. I said the empathy, the ability to engage, counsel, and but you also need the ability to tell people the truth.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, how do you
manage?
Isn't that difficult?
Oh, it's difficult. In any profession, if you want to do the right things, it presents some challenges, but there are ways of getting around it, which is another reason why such conferences help us, because the networking and just finding out what other people are doing in other organizations will help you to do things better in yours. Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to make a contribution
to
what you said about why people hate HR. So I would say that part of what we have gathered behind the reason is that because HR find themselves, between the organizational policy and the workforce. Right. So most of the time, when the organization brings out a policy or is kind of communicating something that is unpopular, it's the HR who has to present it to them. And a lot of times, we have the human resource people then feeling like you're not speaking in our interest. You're always trying to speak from the organization's interest. So they present the unpopular decisions. And that's why a lot of times people feel like, no, we don't like HR because they're not representing our interest. But that really is not the case. However, at CIHRM, what we do to bridge this gap is that we train HR practitioners. Right. So as I speak right now, I'd like to speak to companies, organizations. If you have an HR unit, you need to get them trained. You talked about empathy. You talked about the diplomacy that comes with telling the truth and telling them exactly how it is. We will provide your HR practitioner with the requisite skill to be able to make these presentations. So that's why we are really looking at how we'll be able to get the best of the best from the HR practitioner, looking at the theme for the conference this year, and it's about advancing excellence in HR practice here in Ghana, looking at leadership, looking at technology, and also looking at governance.
Nana, what is the future of HR in Ghana?
It's a very bright one. These days, all the professions are thinking about the effect of AI, right? My view is that, yes, it will take away AI, for instance, will affect the more mundane tasks and so the clerical stuff and so on. So it will need a lot of retooling, rescaling for HR people to do that. But the part of HR which is the strategic level, the part which is about the heart, we're talking about empathy and so on, those ones will always be a human thing, and you need to build the skills for that one. AI will help us with the templates and those reports and so on, but beyond that, you need to, even the interpretation, it's a skill. So HR is has a science behind it and there's an art behind it as well. So those two together is what it is. So it's very bright. The Chartered Institute of HR was established by law, and all HR practitioners in Ghana must be registered with the institute. And so part of our role as regulators of the industry, or of the profession rather, is to ensure that we have certain standards. Everyone works according to certain standards, so that whether in company A or organization B, you have fairly good standards across the country, which of course will all be founded on the labor laws and other practices in the country.
Eunice, one of the issues you'll be tackling is why people hate HR. What are some of the trends and issues you'll be tackling in this conference?
Okay, the other issues we're going to be looking at is the rise of AI, as he mentioned, why people hate HR, so is part of it. Domestic violence also is one that a lot of people are getting us to really speak about.
Actually, and sexual harassment.
Yes, yes.
In sexual harassment
within the organization. So the way it's rising is beginning to take different forms. So now we're seeing that we've got third-party kind of sexual harassment, where maybe as colleagues at work, you have people who are in amorous relationship. You come to the canteen, you just want to eat, and then while you're eating, these people are kind of engaging in their own thing.
Oh, wow.
So you are being harassed, even though you're not the one who is actually involved in the harassment. So it's taking different forms now, and we would want to speak about it as well. And the person who's going to be speaking about it is an astute HR practitioner. That should be Mrs. Ejene Boateng, right?
Yeah. She's the Vice Chairman of the Public Services Commission. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And by the way, the topic, the white people hate HR, will be delivered by Uncle Ebo White. So you can imagine.
The storytelling.
Absolutely. Other interesting topics. I mean, we have the managing director of Omni Basic Bank, Mr. Daniel Esiedu. He will be delivering a presentation on what CEOs expect from CHROs, that's heads of HR, and how to get there. So you see, we tackle all the angles through there. We also have some good presentations on AI, as you mentioned as well. Dr. Jeff Bassi from the Institute of Leadership and Strategy will also delivering a paper at the session. So it's going to be an all-round, very, very interesting.
We're going to be speaking around labor laws as well, because as individuals,
governance aspect.
We need to understand how we should carry ourselves, what exactly the Constitution says about, how we carry ourselves within the organization. So it's really going to be part.
The focus on that one in particular will be on there's a new labor bill that is coming up. So there's a lot of discussion between industry partners, and so this is another occasion for us to look at that. On that panel will be Austin Game, and if you know anything about Austin Game, he's a colossus when it comes to exactly. So it will be quite interesting. There'll be something for everybody. That's the point.
Something for everyone.
Yes.
So this is happening when?
It's happening on the 10th. That is tomorrow, 10th and 11th at Alisa Hotel. It starts at 8 and is going to last till 4 o'clock every day. So each of the days, on the 10th, 8 to 4, on the 11th, 8 to 4. And we are asking people not to be late because we're going to start on time. Even if it rains. Even if it rains, we're going to start on time. So please.
How does one become part of this? Is it ticketed? Are you supposed to register? Is it free?
Okay, it's actually ticketed, and we'll like to put the number out. So you call this number and we'll take you through the registration process. So the number is 024-2755-323. 024-2755-323. That's how you get to register. We've also got exhibition booths. So if you've got something that you would like to present to all these HR practitioners and decision makers within the organization, you've got that chance to do that as well. And I really want to appeal to people who are thinking about Christmas hampers. So as an individual, if you're coming, the HR practitioner is the one that makes the decisions, okay? So please come and meet them and do your connections and your collaborations way ahead of the time.
Wow, so that's some business deal there.
I tell you.
Come and
any
business
sponsors
there.
you want to acknowledge?
Oh, yes. I would really like to acknowledge our headline sponsor, that's MTN. I want to say a very big thank you to the MTN, and then I'd like to mention the rest of them too. We have Gridco, we've got NPA, we've got Omni BSIC, and then I've got to look into my phone to be able to get it right because I don't want anybody coming to beat me up.
Ghana Gas,
Ghana
Water
Airports,
River Authority.
Yes.
We have Gridco, we have ECG, our media partners. We have Channel 1 TV, City FM, Joy, BNFT, Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, Joy Prime, YFM, and Happy
Daily
FM.
Graphic is there as well.
Interesting. So it's tomorrow. You would want to participate in this, and you just have to go and hear from Uncle White. Why people hate HR. Well, this will be a very good
I would love to be there.
Stage drama.
Thank you so much. You might make a play out of it.
Yes. Uncle White is there. He'll be able to there. Thank you so much, Nana.
Thank you so much.
Nana Kwabena Yebua, who is member of CIHRM and also an executive of the council, and also Eunice Tonye, who is the marketing and communications manager, CIHRM. Grateful for coming in studio for us to discuss this.
Thanks for having us.
And we'll be hoping to hear other things that will come after the conference.
Okay.
Stay with us here on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 to have more for you. I'm sure we're going to talk sports on the show today again. So stay with us here. We'll be back with more.
This is where stories rise, where strength speaks, and legends are born. Out of hundreds of entries, they emerged as the 10 Channel 1 community legends of the 2026 cohort.
You're 14 years, you're among, people who are...
My name is Daisy Mina Entry, 32.
There's someone who is from Western Lot. Sevi, I do for.
We have it that wherever you travel to, home is home.
10 Channel 1 community legends, 10 powerful journeys, one platform to inspire a nation, from hustle to impact, from struggle to success. Watch them tell it all.
In a place where almost nothing is available.
I have a foundation called Grace on Duty Foundation.
Whatever they are going through is part of the struggle. That should even give them the motivation to learn.
Because I'm a game changer wherever I go.
The Channel 1 community legends, next level stories, real people, real power, real glory. Stay tuned and be inspired only on Channel 1 TV.
In a nation full of questions, where truth often hides behind noise, one show dares to ask what truly matters face to face. With fearless clarity and a quest for accountability, host Umaru Amadou sits down with the movers and shakers of politics, governance, society, and business, confronting the issues that define our national conversation.
Yes, I am Umaru Amadou. This is Face to Face, and you're welcome.
I say very often on the floor of Parliament that when we were in government, we got some things right, we got some things wrong.
Are you still planning to go to Parliament, or you want to look at National Party office position?
No, I'll be going back to Parliament. There's an unfinished business which I need to do.
Sports has three legs: development, management, and promotion.
Disintegration is extreme. We do not wish that even on your worst enemy.
Every Tuesday at 9 p.m., join Umaru Amadou on Face to Face as he digs deeper, challenges power, and reveals the stories shaping Ghana's future. Only on Channel 1 TV. June is for business here at City FM and Channel 1 TV. This June, the ideas get bolder and the future of Ghanaian business takes center stage. Welcome to the City Business Festival 2026. For the entire month of June, 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV bring together the thinkers, builders, innovators, and dreamers shaping the future of enterprise in Ghana. From powerful business fora that spark meaningful conversations to insightful on-air discussions with industry leaders and change makers, to stories of resilience, innovation, and ambition from Ghanaian entrepreneurs, this is more than a festival. It is a movement of ideas, strategy, and impact. Whether you're starting small, scaling big, or simply dreaming of your next breakthrough, the City Business Festival is your platform to learn, connect, and grow. Join the On Air series every weekday at 9 a.m. on the City Breakfast Show on 97.3 City FM and at 11 a.m. with a repeat at 6 p.m. on Channel 1 TV. This June, let's challenge businesses. Let's refine ideas. Let's create impact. Call 0205-973-973 for further details. City Business Festival 2026, driving ideas into impact. The City Business Festival 2026 is powered by 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV in partnership with Absa Bank, and it's proudly sponsored by Absa Bank, MTN, Zondatech Ghana Limited, and Petra Trust.
Well, that's an interesting one with a CIHRM conference that is happening tomorrow. But I told you that we'll be talking sports, and Yao Mint is in studio. Yao,
Mint.
Oh, yes.
Phil. What's happening in the world of sports? Good morning.
What's happening in the world of sports? A lot is happening in the world of sports. I mean, because obviously the World Cup is coming up.
Is here,
Thursday is the opening game between Mexico and South Africa. But before...
What's your prediction before you go there?
Oh, yeah, Mexico win.
Hey.
And it has nothing to do with xenophobic attacks in South Africa. It has nothing to do with xenophobic attacks. I mean, yeah, the Mexican team all around, they are better side than South Africa. So it's just strictly football. It has nothing to do with matters outside football. Let's keep it at that. Now, lots of things have been happening in the world of sports. Mainly Donald Trump is in the news again. He became the first sitting U.S. president to attend an NBA Finals game. Oh, nice. And it happened this dawn in New York at the Madison Square Garden. He was present for Game 3 of the NBA Finals between the San Antonio Spurs and New York Knicks. And it generated a whole lot of controversy.
The fans are not happy he was there.
A lot of the fans were not happy he was there. A lot of people believe that he shouldn't have been there because he's a very divisive figure. So if he's there, some people will like it. If he's there, some people won't like it. And so a lot of people feel that this is a happy, good story for the New York Knicks. They haven't won the NBA title since 1973. This is the first time they are playing in the NBA Finals since 1999. So you want that feel-good story about everything connected to the team. And then Donald Trump shows up. And everybody starts acting like,
people don't like him.
People don't like him. I mean, you should see his approval ratings. Very, very, very low. His approval ratings have sunk, dropped massively. And so people do not like him.
Is he going to go down in history as one of the worst or the president that is not
It depends, because at the end of the day, he still has 2.5 or 2 3/4 more years to end his presidency, and so things could change. And it depends on the divide where you stand. If you are red, if you are in the red, you are Republican to death. Whatever he does, you like it.
Yeah.
If you are blue to the core, a Democrat, whatever he does, you don't like it. So he's very divisive, but there are some people who are a little bit in the middle. So you didn't need to like Barack Obama or Bill Clinton, but at the end of the day, you were more comfortable seeing him in certain places than Donald Trump. I want to go and watch a basketball game. I want to enjoy my basketball.
He wants to enjoy his
I don't
life.
want to go and see some divisive political figure.
No, but Donald Trump is also coming as somebody who wants to enjoy the sport.
No, he's coming he's coming there because I mean, and that's the thing. He wants to enjoy maybe his sports. And this is not the first time he's gone to a sporting event. He was at the US Open last year. He went to an NFL game last year between the Washington Commanders and the Detroit Lions. So yeah, he wants to be there.
Where is the maybe asking this with the World Cup as well, which is starting June 11?
Yes.
The first match is happening where?
In Mexico.
Mexico.
Yes.
Okay.
The US will host the final game.
Final games, yeah.
So that Donald Trump will be there.
Oh, he will definitely be there.
Definitely.
That one he will be there.
And that one too, will have issues with it.
A lot of people have issues with it because at the end of the day, he is divisive. But yeah, he was there, and when the national anthem was being played around at this moment, his face was shown on the screen, the jumbotron in the arena, and he got heavily booed. He got heavily booed. Like people were just booing during the national anthem. And this is the time when you know Americans
Donald like that.
Yeah, you know Americans are very patriotic with their national anthem and all. So you expected silence. Everyone will respect the national anthem. Like
but
they ignored, they just booed, boo. But guess what? He was asked what he thought about the boos, and he said, "Oh yeah, it felt more like chess."
Yeah, he can't be bothered. That's Trump for you.
You see, that's the thing that pisses a lot of people off. He was asked, "Oh, what's your reaction to getting booed?" And he was like, "Oh, it was more like cheers for me."
Yes.
That's Donald for you.
He just doesn't care.
His thinking is
he just absolutely doesn't care.
He's in his own world.
Yeah, and one other issue that generated a lot of talking points aside Donald Trump was the ticket prices.
I was coming to that.
The ticket prices.
That's the cheapest to
The
Philip.
ticket was $10,622 to get inside Madison Square Garden. To get inside. I mean, like I said, Donald Trump was coming.
He was coming, so you have to increase the price.
No, that's
security reasons.
That's one, but mainly it was about the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
Like I said, they haven't won an NBA title since 1973. Yeah. This is the first time they are competing in the NBA Finals since 1999. And New York has a big fan base. And so for them seeing this in over 20 years, it is a big deal.
So is that enough reason for the tickets?
Yes, because at the end of the day, it's New York, it's the Big Apple. A lot of celebrities are there, and you should see their courtside. It's called Celebrity Row.
Wow.
Movie stars, music stars, from Chris Rock, Jay-Z, to Fat Joe, the musicians, all of them, they are there. They call it Celebrity Row for a reason. They're courtside. Then you have the other seats. In order to gain access into the court, into the arena, you need to pay, buy a ticket at a very high price. Because at the end of the day, there was high demand. So when there's high demand, the price will go high. Yeah. So the cheapest was $10,622.
But nobody has forced you to go and watch. If you have money, you pay.
Because at the end of the day,
wasn't it shown on TV?
It was shown on TV.
Oh.
At the end of the
but
day,
you see, it's not the same exactly.
It's the experience.
The experience is not the same.
You don't have over $10,000 to pay.
Yeah.
You have your television, you have popcorn, you have Coke, or you have your burger. You sit in your room and watch. Nobody's forcing you to
Have you been to?
I've not been there before.
Okay.
I've been to Bukum Arena.
Yeah.
The feeling there is amazing.
But guess what? But guess what, Philip? Even the Bukom Arena, you had to pay a high price before you went there.
That's what I'm saying, that the Bukom Arena, the feeling there is great. But if I don't have the money, I'll be in my room and watch.
No,
but
you miss out on the experience.
You miss out on the experience.
I remember that I agree. I'm saying that if I do not have the money, because I went to Bukom Arena, went to watch a bout, and Minta, it was 5 a.m. and I hadn't blinked an eye. You understand? It felt like it was still charged. It was so that's how it is.
A colleague of ours, 2019, he went to Toronto. He was in Toronto around that time, and he got to experience the NBA Finals in between Toronto Raptors and Golden State Warriors, and he describes it as one of the best experiences he's had in his life, because the way they go about things with the NBA finals and everything connected to American sports, they will make you feel the experience and enjoy it and make you want to come back.
Agree, but I don't have the money, so I'll be in my room. That's it.
I mean, there's a reason why this past weekend, Formula One, it was held in Monaco.
Yeah.
You should see the number of billionaires and millionaires who had brought their yachts to the bay just to sit in their yacht and watch the Monaco Grand Prix.
They got money.
When you put the value of the yachts that had gathered in Monaco, it was over $5 billion.
Beautiful.
It was worth over $5 billion.
Beautiful.
So that is the new form of wealth where you get to experience sports events. Because right now, you can buy a Gucci bag. A lot of people can buy Gucci bags, but not a lot of people can buy a ticket to go watch a basketball game. One basketball game for $62,000.
Anyway, what else do you have for us?
Away from NBA, the Somalian referee who was denied entry. Speak to us about that.
Oh yes, it's pretty simple. The host nation reserves the right to deny or allow people into the country.
But
FIFA has no say. FIFA has no say.
So they can't intervene?
They can't intervene. Unless the US government says, okay, we are going to give him a special pardon. There's nothing that FIFA can do.
But he says he has a valid visa.
He has a valid visa, but the thing is, Somalia is part of the list of countries
that have been banned by the US.
By the US. Because of security reasons and all. And
so you can't enter.
So you can't enter.
Wow.
You can't enter. So and that's why a lot of people had some issues with the US, because Qatar, for instance, during the 2022 World Cup, they allowed journalists from Somalia and even countries that are more or less on the other side of the divide with Qatar because of their religious ties and political ties. They allowed them to come and cover. But this tournament or this World Cup, a number of journalists have been denied visas. It's not just he, the referee. A number of journalists have been denied visas because of the country that they come from. A lot of people have been denied visas. Even Iran, that is participating in the World Cup, they can't stay in the US.
Yes.
They will have to come to the US, play their game, and leave the US that day. So unfortunately, he's cannon fodder, because there are major issues that are happening and major consequences that are taking place way beyond him. Iran, that is participating in the World Cup, they can't stay in the US. The day of their game, they will fly from Mexico, Tijuana, to the US, play their game. After the game, they do their press conference. Within 1 hour or after an hour, they should be moving out of the US. So there are major issues happening way beyond my mind here.
So this is not going to be a fun.
And that's why a lot of people believe that this World Cup some way, because the restrictions are way too many.
They should have changed the location.
Yeah,
was
it
possible?
Yeah.
Maybe to Argentina.
Oh, Argentina can't. They don't have the facility to host.
So which country will you say?
Over
Spain?
20 countries.
Spain?
Because Spain can do it, but even them, they need a bit of help. That's why the 2030 World Cup, they are co-hosting it with Morocco and Portugal. Yeah. Because now the World Cup is expanded.
So which country do you think
can host it alone?
Yes.
Well, Saudi Arabia is hosting it alone in 2034.
Okay.
Yes, because Saudi Arabia is a big country and they have a lot of facilities.
Morocco has done it before?
No. They Morocco are about to host the 2030 World Cup. But even them, they are co-hosting it. So, because it's 48 teams, the logistics, the hotels, it entails a lot.
Ghana.
What must Ghana do?
Flooding. Even the pitches, even
so
the
we
pitches.
Can't host.
We can't host. Now, today. Forget it.
So if things are sort of, we are shunning US, so we know Canada, Morocco, Mexico. Yeah. Which other country could have taken the mantle or to do it, and not US?
The UK could have easily taken the mantle because they have the facilities, stadiums are already present, hotels are already present.
And there aren't issues with the UK.
They are a bit more lax with their restrictions than the US.
Should have left
but at the end of the day, it's about the money. I mean, the US, they brought the money, and so they were willing to foot the bill when it comes to the World Cup.
But still, we could have repeated it in Qatar.
That would have taken a lot of convincing.
Why?
That would have taken, I mean, because even the Qatar World Cup, it had a lot of pushback. Yeah. Because with the Qatar World Cup, they had to alter the calendar, the football calendar. Because normally, the World Cup takes place in June and July, when the club football season is over. But because of the heat, the summer heat in Qatar, they had to take it from June and July and take it to November and December when it's cooler during their winter.
Oh, okay.
So it came with a lot of complications. So they don't want to repeat that. And so that's the bit about the World Cup. Anyway. And speaking of the bit about the World Cup, just a quick one. The Black Stars, yes. So they moved over to the US. Today they are third day or fourth day training in the US, Bryant University. And the pictures you see is the Black Stars undergoing an orientation. Based on refereeing and the rule changes for the World Cup.
Right.
And so there are a lot of changes that have been implemented that will take place in the World Cup. So if you look at Ghana's friendly game against Wales, Alidu Seidu, it took a while for him to get on the pitch during a substitution.
Yeah.
It's because the guy he was coming to substitute took more than 10 seconds to get off the pitch.
Right.
And once you take more than 10 seconds to get off the pitch, the substitute coming in would have to stay off the pitch for 1 minute. That's punishment.
Wow.
They don't want any delays in the game.
Everything
fast.
Yeah.
If you're a goalkeeper and you have a goal kick to play, 8 seconds, you don't play that goal kick, you turn over possession to the opposing team, and they'll go and effect a corner kick against your team. Those are some of the rules that are going to be implemented in this World Cup. They want the game to be fast-paced. They don't want boring, dry airtime. No, it's being paid for by big time money. So they can't afford to have players wasting time on the pitch, lying on the pitch. No. Throwing, you have 5 seconds. If you do not effect the throw-in, possession goes to the opposing team. So that's what the
anyway, thank you so much. It's been an
much.
interesting one on Breakfast Daily on Channel 1 TV. Nana Tuffour Boateng started the show. I am Philip Latte.
And I am Dede Davis. Keep watching Channel 1 TV. Up next is the City Business On Air Festival. On Air series, sorry.